Alright. Alright. We're gonna do some audio checks, get some stuff ready. Oh, say hi to everyone in the chat. Hello everyone. Hello everybody. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone had a good weekend. We're just going to quickly do some sound check. I want to make sure that my audio is working properly. Check. Audio working? Let's take a look, make sure. Yeah, I think so. Sound is fine. Good. Not too much feedback. Awesome. We'll let people kind of just roll in just for a few minutes. Right. We're going to be doing settlements today. I'm super excited. We're doing 2 settlements today. Quite a bit. 2 maps. The Watercolor Cities, Watercolor Battlemaps. I'm so excited about this. Awesome. Going to be great. I guess we're starting out with the battle map first. Give it a few more minutes and I'll go ahead and run some real quick announcements. For those of you who are here, don't forget to check in the video description the links to these terrain templates so that if you want to clone, edit them, follow along, you can. Keep that in mind. And you can find those on my profile. If you click any of those links going to the templates, that will direct you to my profile. Don't forget to follow me if you want to see future content and everything like that. Please subscribe. Don't forget to click a like if you're enjoying the video. You want to see more videos like this. I'm very excited to get this started. We have a lot to do today. I'll try not to keep you too long. Feel free to say hello in the chat. Philip is going to be doing the moderating. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask Philip, please, okay? Thank you so much. Hello, Mattia. Welcome, glad you're here. Hey, and don't forget, once we get to the part of putting these together, don't forget to give me the name of these POIs because I really enjoy it. When people give the titles for these locations. It's a lot of fun. So and I think Philip will document that, let me know, and look on my profile after the video, and you'll probably find your name on the map. So I'm excited about that. Okay, 2 minutes. Let's just get started right away. So for real quick announcement, what are we doing? Today we're putting settlements on all the watercolor cities and battle maps, POI locations, these terrain maps that we've put together. Okay, that's what's going on today. Also, I want to let you know what's going on next month. If you go to my profile, you'll find the November calendar is up. We're going to be doing some really fun stuff. There are Discord stream only. Go ahead and join our Discord. Don't forget to do that. Philip can provide the link if you're looking for that. I totally recommend going to our Discord. We have a great community. Everyone is super helpful, super nice. It's really great. Go check that out, okay? One of the things that we're going to be doing that's really, really exciting next month is that we're going to be starting a stream that's going to be just like this month. Next month, it's going to be every Wednesday at 10 a.m. PDT. Right here on our YouTube channel, we're going to go ahead and build a village to a capital city. So it's just the growth from a village to a city or a village, a town, a city, and then finally to like a capital with a castle and all that fun stuff. So that will be next month, and I'm super excited about that. So I can't wait. Oh, thank you, William. Much appreciated. I love doing these streams, so I'm really glad you're here. And thank you, Ayuk. Slapgaroth. I love that name. Okay, so let's just jump right in. I've given you all the announcements, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so first we've got a mountain. Remember, this is Watercolor Battlemaps. I just want you to know, just real quick, that if you are following along, that it goes like this with the layer that we're on. I know this is confusing. I'll make sure not to do this in future templates, but the first panel is the foreground layer. That's anything made with the add mode. And the second panel is going to be the subtract mode of the mask tool, or the BG, and then it goes back, FG, BG, FG, BG, okay? I know that's kind of confusing, but this first panel is the add mode, or the foreground. Second panel is the BG, third panel FG, okay? I just did that so I wouldn't bleed textures over into each panel. I know that's confusing. Again, I will not do that again. Okay, let's jump right in. We're doing a sacrificial altar on top of this mountain. I just want you to say that right away I already realized I made a big mistake. This is Fantasy Battlemap, a more zoomed in style, and here I made a mountain. So it's not really a mountain, it's kind of more like a hill. So what I'm thinking here is a series of stone platforms and stairs that go up to the top of this highest peak, this apex, and it's going to lead up to like a sacrificial altar with blood and the bodies and, you know, all the stuff that makes October fantastic. So first we have to create what we're going for. So let's see here. I'm going to zoom in real close. You can zoom in with that mouse scroll wheel. So much easier than using this magnifying glass. So totally recommend using the mouse scroll wheel. Don't forget to hold down the space bar, click, hold, drag, and you'll see that you can pan the map. That's so much easier than going, hey, over here, and then moving your mouse over to there, and it's just very frustrating to do that. So don't do that, okay? Use your shortcut keys. Super helpful, much faster. Okay, so we have our mountain hill type thing, and we're going to put together some wall pieces. So O key to open up the object menu, right? F key to open up the catalog. Awesome. And you have all this cool stuff. I'm going to go ahead and take some of these segments right here, this outer wall part, or I could just use these walls. It doesn't matter, but I'm going to go with these ones. I kind of like this. And we're going to have to probably scale in. I'm going to place one down for now and then delete some stuff because we don't need this shrubbery here. You must fetch me a shrubbery. Okay, so let's delete a lot of this shrub stuff, get it out of the way. I'm going to create some platforms. This is a really nice set. We could do some fun stuff with this. Let's make sure that it's a layer below this hill. I'm going to go down one. Let's go like this, actually. And let me go through the set as well. You can cycle through the set by holding down the Alt key, mouse scroll wheel, and you'll see you can scroll through a stamp set. Remember, if it's not a set, you can't. I do think in the advanced settings there is placement. So you can place one object with a single click, multiple and auto. So check out the placement option here for your stamp options. Okay, really, really, really helpful. Okay, let's go scroll through these pieces. And there's some nice ones that are kind of angled a bit like this. These are nice. And right away, I'm going to turn off. I don't want any kind of shadow of any kind. And I'm going to scroll through each one until I find what I'm looking for. That one looks good. I kind of want to just copy and paste this whole segment. And this is going to be a platform that your players basically walk up, and then there'll be some stairs leading all the way up to here. If you want to see what I had in mind, I'll make a quick kind of little flow of traffic. I like to use the path tool to do a flow of traffic. Let's just zoom out just a hair with that mouse scroll wheel. So what I had in mind was you maybe go up like this, cross a bridge over to here, go up into the top like that. So that's the flow of traffic that I'm going with. So I'm creating a series of platforms. That's what I'm using these for. Put that platform up here as well, and then I'll put a bridge going across those two segments. So that's the flow of traffic. So you have an idea what's going on. I'm going to delete that. It's always good to keep in mind flow of traffic, trust me. Okay, and you just got to scroll through the various pieces to kind of get what you're looking for. Okay, sometimes it takes a second to go through all this. Let's add one there, and then we'll add in a couple more. And that platform should be done. And don't forget we have to texture it as well. So I'll be picking some kind of stone or a gray texture to fill in this spot. And I'll do the same thing up here. In fact, I'll just be doing it to all of it. And let's take a look and see here. Should be able to find... It doesn't look like we have any circular ones like that. Okay, so let's instead use these long pieces. And I think this one, well, not that one, sorry, this one should do fine. I'm trying not to go too far over the hill. So I don't want this to be all the way out to here like this. I'm keeping it relatively on the top. And really what you can do is I can probably put a long piece here, or maybe a longer piece here, and then bring it around. And oops, might have to delete some shrub. That's just what happens. You gotta delete some stuff to make room for other stuff. Okay, let's put that there. Another one like this. Another one like this. Yes, I know this is the most time-consuming thing ever, is going through all this, but trust me, it's worth it to make it look good. Let's put one. Let's go ahead and put some smaller pieces like this together. Ooh, okay, where are we going? Will that work? Let's double check here. I think, yeah, that's good. Okay, whew. Let's go ahead and put a texture over it real quick. You can hit that B key, F key to open up the catalog. I think this particular color was meant for this stone. I'm not sure. Let's drop that softness down because we want a hard edge instead of a soft edge. Don't forget to make sure it's on the right layer. FG1 key, BG2 key. So you can quickly switch between the FG and the BG layers with those shortcut keys. Super important, okay? So if I go like this, you'll see there's already a stone platform created. Make sure you get in there so there's no green showing underneath. Underneath here as well. These nice platforms. Okay. And I'm also I'm thinking of just going to take this whole thing. This is that beauty of that copy and paste thing. So you just do less work. And you can just copy, paste it, put it on here and see where it might fit. It's like that looks okay. This piece obviously doesn't work there. Copying and pasting is a lifesaver. Let me tell you, less work because you don't have time to do all that stuff, you know, you're busy. Okay, and then maybe just a small piece. And I'm not sure if I need to put one here as well, probably, or just have a staircase going straight up to this one. I kind of like the idea of tiering up, so let's go ahead and add some stairs in real quick. Sometimes when you get bored of doing the same thing, like adding in these stairs, or these walls, go ahead and switch to something else. Like if you get bored with it, the objective is not to lose interest. Okay, you want to stay focused. It's really easy to be like, oh, I don't like the way this looks, or I'm getting bored from doing the same thing over and over again. Switch it up. Spice it up. Do something different. You can always go back to it. Okay, this is a way of not having thousands or hundreds or a bunch of projects in your My Maps page that are incomplete. Okay, and it's okay to step away from projects too. That's not a big problem. But I definitely recommend, definitely recommend that you do other things if you get bored or take a step back or whatever, so that way you don't lose concentration, and then you don't get it done. Because unfinished projects, they bear heavy on your ego a little bit. Right? You know, like when you have all these unfinished projects, you don't feel good about yourself. So, good trick is to focus on something else if you get bored with a project. All right, I'm going to quickly add in some stairs. And, well, actually, let's finish up this last segment right here, and I'll make it real quick. I think I can just connect 4 of these together like this. Copy, paste it, make a little platform like this, put them together like this, and then place it. It should work right there, I think. Let's go up a layer. Let's try that. There we go. That looks good. Okay, let's delete that, and then we can paint that in and add the stairs. Okay, O key, F key. Oh wait, yeah, let's go. I think I already have stairs written down in here somewhere. Let's take a look at the options that we have for stairs. I think this one should do fine. Let's do this one. And we have to factor in how big we want it to be. So let's take a look. Put a step there, like that. Let's make it just a teeny bit smaller. So we've got to think about how big a person is. I think that should do fine. And then we can probably put a circular one going up to here like this, I think. Let's try it out. Okay, I think we can put it together like that and then put one more like this maybe. Let's take a look. This one might do, like this. So that goes up, that goes up. That looks good. And then a staircase right here going up to there, and then we'll make that quick bridge. Ooh, let's just use the same one, copy paste. Should be long enough. I don't know, let's take a look. Yeah, just barely, good, perfect. So you start here, you go up. We're gonna go across this, so we're gonna make a bridge across these two odd shapes here. Okay. How are we gonna go about doing that? That's gonna be fun. All right. Ooh, yeah, this looks good. Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. We'll make sure to put an altar up there. Let's real quick put in that bridge, and then we'll move on. Let's see if there's some, maybe there's some dock pieces. Trying to figure out what might be the best piece. There are some bridges. We could just try using a bridge piece, but bridge pieces are not angled, so I'm not sure. Let's try using these modular stone bridges and see if we can piece something fun together. Make sure they're a layer above. Okay, so this is the fun part. We're going to curve these pieces ever so slightly like this to make a curve, and they have to be the smaller pieces because you have to be able to curve each one. This might be hard. I'm going to try. Oof, that's a hard curve, but we'll keep trying. Ooh, here we go. Come on, you can do it. Oh, it might not make it. Ooh, I don't think it's going to make it. So close. Ooh, we might. Oh, come on. Oh, you could do it. Oh, so close. And then one right here, maybe. Let's see. Just see if maybe this will work. Woohoo! It made it! Oh, sweet. Awesome. Right there, too. Just go straight up, go across this bridge, go up to here. There's the Sacrificial Altar. Let's go get that started. I think there's some nice tombs. Oh, let me see. It might be... Let's take a look. One sec. We might have to scroll through. I'm sure everyone has those moments where you have to scroll through a bunch of stuff to find something. This one right here, I think, is what I'm thinking of. I like this blue color. This is nice. It has kind of a altar feel to it. And I think I'm going to boost up that saturation. So you get that blue is even more bright and that yellow. So it's nice. It pops out against that gray. So you have that nice filter, or nice altar. Let's add some blood and just some 1 or 2 details, and then call that good because we are in a rush. And I've already taken like 10 minutes to do this one. So let's quickly add in some blood. There's some awesome blood stamps in here. If you guys have a name for this location, remember it's a it is a sacrificial altar. So if you got a good name for this place, please share that. Philip will write that down. Okay. Ooh, and you know what? Let's have some scraping going on there, like someone was dragged up here. Oh, this place is a mess. Who cleans up around here, huh? Who does the cleanup after you've done this, you know, the sacrifice? I mean, I don't want that job. I really don't. Yuck. Okay, and let's add a body. I think a corpse or a skeleton might be good. Let's see. There's skeletons. Are there corpses? Let's find out. Are there corpses? Please tell me you have corpses. Yes. All right. Now, who's going to be the unhappy character? Well, you're going down. Sorry. Now, let's also verify the size here. Ooh. Wow, that is the smallest tree I've ever seen. But I think that's about right. Let's go down. Maybe 25. Ooh, a little bit more. That looks right. Let's put the body there. All right, I'm going to turn that shadow off. Let's see, can I see it? In 2K, you just cannot see it very well. Don't forget body parts. There are no body parts, though. I will request that. There are some flattening tricks we could do to put in some... There is, name of the altar, happy hour. Happy hour for who, right? That's the question. It's certainly not this person, is it? Okay, let's object here. I just want to add a really small shadow. I'm just going to go 1 and bring it down. So there's just a little bit of shadow there. And I think that's going to be it. So I would also recommend taking some vines. I'll put on just a couple vines just to show you. Like you would expect that this is out in kind of a vegetated area, that you would have a lot of overhang of vines and stuff growing. So I'll just make a couple of them so you can kind of just see, but just place a couple of these just so you can match in more of this green with this gray, because it looks odd. Even throw in some dangling down like that, okay? Because it's nice to add in a little bit of shrubbery. Okay, add in a little bit, put some there, maybe one let's say right here. And there's all kinds of other things that I would add too. I would add in rubble and all this extra stuff, but you get the general idea of how to put together kind of platforms with Watercolor Battlemaps. These walls work great. You just fill it in with a gray and then boom, there's your platform. It's really as simple as that. Okay, well that's it for this. Okay, don't forget you can just add in more details in this section. So that is done. I like this sacrificial altar. Of course, it's simple, way more details. Maybe you can figure that out later. Let's move on to a graveyard, and I do believe that this is on the BG layer. This is the FG layer. Let me verify that real quick by just taking a flat color and just put it down. It is. Perfect. Okay, let's undo both of that. Okay. Let's move on to a graveyard. And you know what? The same concept of making these platforms can apply to here too. I'm not going to do that for this one. Instead, let's first make flow of traffic. So I'm going to delete a bunch of stuff here, and I'm going to make kind of a series of switchbacks that are going to this tree where I might put a mausoleum, but it's going to look something like this. You walk in and you zigzag your way to the tree like that. So basically, you're going to have your tombstones be in here like this. That's basically what I was kind of thinking. And don't forget, if you got a name for this, let me know. But anyway, that is that. Okay. Also, real quick, pro tip, selection, super fun stuff. You'll see right up here when you select the select tool, that's the V key. If you click on this path right here, will only select paths, and if I go over everything, even though there's a lot of other objects there, we'll only select paths, delete. Just remember that when you do that, don't forget to go back to all or whatever, because you might forget that you had this on by itself, and you're like, why can't I select this stamp? It's very frustrating. Don't go put yourself through that. So remember to go back whenever you do that. Oh, Laura Gerard, love that one. Great titles, guys. Great ones. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, so let's make the graveyard. First, I'm going to make the path. I showed you already, but let's make the path so that way I know what objects to put down and what negative space I'm working with. Generally good to put down a path or a road, and that works for almost all your settlements. If you're making a village, a city, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you make your roads first, it's easier to use the negative space in between all the roads to use as making your blocks. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's choose this texture right here. I'm going to drop the opacity a bit. Make sure that softness is all the way up too when you're doing your road, because you want it to look like it's faded, unless your roads are bricked in on the sides. Like maybe like an imperial city will have bricked in roads on the sides, but for here, this is just a regular dirt road. So if I go like this, oh, that's a bit much, 53%, it's a bit high. Let's drop it to 36. That should do just fine. Okay, so we make that first U shapes. I'm just going to do one because we have less time. So this is that first layer for the road, and then I'm going to make a second layer with a little bit of stone in it, because that looks nice if you add a little bit of stone. So let's move things away and off the road. That doesn't go there. All this stuff is kind of blocking, and that's okay. Just move it over a little bit. There we go. That looks fine. Okay. Looks great. Okay, we'll move this over a bit. We want some room. Let's put the tree over here, and the mausoleum will be right here, okay? Let's go back to the B key, F key, open up that catalog, look for some stone. There are all kinds of options for stone. There's these ones, there's this one. I like uneven, so I might go with something kind of like this one. This Dungeon Floor Alpha might work well, and you're going to have to resize it depending on what scale your stamps are at. This is scaled down quite a bit, so you would kind of expect to scale down the texture with it, right? That only makes sense. You wouldn't have a texture at 100% and then have stamps be at like 50%. That doesn't make any sense. So you'll have to resize, advanced settings. If you don't see them, just use your mouse scroll wheel or just magnify or zoom out a little bit, because this might be blocked off by your window. So you go to placement, size. You see how big these stones are? You have to bring them way down. Something like even about that size looks good. Keep it at a low opacity. And we're going to go one stroke over just to see how it looks. Okay, and in some sections I'll have more stone than others. So in the corners, I'm going to put a little bit more stone in the corners in the section so it looks a little more realistic, because you would expect parts of the road to be more worn than others. That only makes sense, right? Okay, so now that we've added our nice little path here, we can move on to the next step and start populating with stuff. O key, that's the objects, F key, and type in tomb or, let's see, I might have tombstone. Let's take a look. No. Okay, let's take a look at our Watercolor Battlemaps options. Let's take a look. There might not be any gravestones in here. I'm not sure. I'd have to check. Ooh, and if we don't have them, then that's something we should probably look into, right? Okay. All right. So we're probably going to have to make our own. And that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. This simple door right here will work just fine. All I have to do is make it look like it's made of stone. So just drop the saturation so it's gray. Drop the brightness so it looks like a worn out stone. And then just scale it down. And there's some very, very simple gravestones. Okay, you can go way more complex. Remember, we're in a rush. So let's make sure that there's room when we place them for the body to lay. So if that's the stone, the body is that long. If you were to put a stone here, and the body was laying there, you're trampling all over it. So leave some room, right? So let's do that. Let's just place a bunch of these, and don't make them perfectly straight. Rotate them just a hair. And let's also fix that object layer just a bit. Bring it down quite a bit. Maybe put it forward like this. That'll look good. Okay, now we can just copy and paste this, and you're gonna rotate each time just a bit, like this, because the ground shifts, dirt moves, the earth moves. Okay, so you're gonna expect stones and foundation and things to move a hair. Okay, kind of expect that. Now let's just go ahead and copy and paste this whole row. Move it over to here, rotate it, fit it in. Okay, and actually we'll put it on this side, and the bodies are actually facing the other way. They're facing this way. So this way, when you walk around this corner, you're seeing the stones and the bodies going that way. Let's put another one right there, and I'll put another one over here. Don't forget, you can go way more detailed than this. This is just my simple tombstones, nothing crazy. And then the next bit is to go ahead and add in a mausoleum. And I'm not entirely sure what to use for that. Let's look up composites, maybe. Maybe there's a circular composite in here. This round room will work probably just fine. Make sure it's a layer below the tree. Don't forget that, okay? Let's move it over to here. It looks like the tree is... So we're going to have to select this and push it up a layer above. And I want to make sure that none of the root parts are sticking, or anything is sticking over the roof part. So this is unroofed for a reason, so that you can go inside of it. Okay, so that's why you can see it. And I'm going to turn off that layer shadow. I'm also going to go over to the brush tool, B key. I'm going to adjust my brush so that it kind of fits into the entire thing. F key, open up the catalog and pick a stone. Texture of my choice. I kind of like this cracked one. This dirty dungeon dark plate might work good. Again, don't forget to resize, right? and then just press. Oh, I believe it has to be set to BG. Oh, I see why. The problem is I didn't do my brush settings correctly. Opacity 100%, softness 0. Boom, there you go. And this looks a little bright, so I'll drop it down just a hair. I do want some contrast. Like sometimes you want your walls to be brighter than your floor, so that way there's a distinction between your wall and your floor, right? So keep that in mind, contrast when you're making an interior, brighter walls, darker floor. Or you can do the opposite. It's okay if you want to do dark walls and a light floor, but don't do a light floor, light wall, dark floor, dark wall, because then there won't be any contrast to tell the difference between what's the floor and what's the wall. So keep that in mind, okay? All right, so I'm going to do something called ambient occlusion. I'm going to do it real fast. Ambient occlusion is just putting a shadow at the base of this wall to make it look like it has some depth. And I always do this the same way, around 50%, around 50%. Start with a larger shadow, larger brush first. This is your first pass. Like this. Set it up a little bit higher, drop the brush size, and then just add a very thin but dark line along this edge, and that's that ambient occlusion. And what that does is just creates that illusion of depth. So now you have this, oh, okay, you've got some depth going on. It's just using contrast, really. And the white walls work well, in my opinion, when you're doing ambient occlusion because the walls are light and the shadows are dark. So you have this nice contrast. So kind of keep that part in mind. And then the last part is just to add in some tombstones, I think. And I think this is a tomb right here. Let me see if I can even get it. Come on, you can do it. I think that's it. Yeah, awesome. And you can just put an open tomb just like this. And we're going to also quickly add in some stairs going into this place. So some stairs. I'm going to make them a bit darker so that they match more closer to the ground color. I'm going to drop down like this. And let me make sure that I got the size right. It might have to be a bit bigger. Let's go put it on top instead, actually. Go like this. A little bit darker, and then it's going into here. Let's move this around and let's take this whole thing and rotate it down one like this. There we go. And go like that. So you go in and just slightly rotate it that way. Put the tomb over here. And then I'm going to put in an arch just to show that it's a door. So this is something that I do. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. Sometimes it doesn't look good, but I'm going to put an arch just like this, just to indicate that this is a doorway. Just a little trick that you can do, just like that. There we go. And that's it. There are tons of other details you can add if you want. We can just put some blood in here like this, just for fun. There we go. Haha! And that's it. That's how simple the graveyard is. There's so many other details you can add. Like inside that crypt, you could add cobwebs, skulls, all this fun stuff, okay? I'm not going to go into details because we have a lot to do. So let's quickly save this and move on to the next one. We're moving along. We're moving along. Yeah. Sweet. And don't forget, if anyone has a name for that graveyard, please let me know. Okay? Please, please. Okay. Now we're going to work on a bridge. And I love making bridges. What's really cool, though, about this style is there already is bridges right here. That's great. So if I just select that, then a bridge is made. Boom. Now, I did notice something about this bridge, about this landscape. There's a shore here that's more closer to the water level, and then there's a cliff here. So a bridge doesn't really make a whole lot of sense here unless I add in another cliff. So I should be able to just take these cliff pieces. Let me see here. Yes, I should be able to take these cliff pieces, which for some reason are not showing up. Let me type in cliff real quick. So we have to quickly add in some cliffs. Let's take a look, make sure it's about the right size. About right, okay. And this part, let's say right about there, and then we'll have it going like this. So there's a little bit of a going in like that. That looks good. We'll drop that down. You're going to have to do some changes here too as well. Move this over out of the way because that is where our road is going to be leading to the bridge. So let's move some stuff out of the way. And this stuff is also going to have to be moved out of the way. In fact, I can just delete some of this stuff. Just delete it. Step aside, bush. You're being removed. Bush removal program, initiate. Okay. All right. Oh, whoa, what just happened here? What? Huh. That is bizarre. I'm not sure what just happened right there. Huh. Okay, I'm having some issues with the editor. I'm going to have to save and refresh the page real quick. Not sure what's happening there. Just bear with me. Sometimes what happens is if you're working on a map for a period of time and you've done a series of changes and saves, the map data can get kind of old. So sometimes you just have to refresh the page. That's just the way it is. So I'm going to refresh the page real quick. We'll go back in, open up the map. Sorry about that. Some interruptions. How rude. The editor is misbehaving. Naughty editor. Naughty editor. Okay, whew, getting a little warm. Okay, sweet. Let's hope that problem has been fixed. Let's take a look. Let's verify here. So this gets selected. Okay, yeah, it got, whoa. Now what on earth is going on here? 1 second. Now for some reason I cannot select that stamp. That's super weird. I have no idea what happened right there. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So I'll just have to manually put them back on, unfortunately. That's super weird. Okay, that'll do just fine. And just go back to those bridge stamps, right? Like this. And just put those, don't forget to put these soft ends right here as the end pieces, so that way you can continue the road, right? And just piece them together like this. One more probably, and then that last end piece. Ooh, that might have to go up a layer, so I'll have to verify that. Let's check. Yep, oopsie. Naughty, naughty. Okay, this one's got to go up a layer too. My bad. We got to keep track of those layers. There we go. That'll do just fine. All right. Piece this, line it up right. There you go. So there's a bridge. You're just going to have to put your road down. I think we can just use this same texture like this. I think it should be FG layer. Let's just verify. Yep. Okay, so you go across like this and then in like this. And that's as simple as it gets. The one last thing that I recommend is that you put a little bit of shadow beneath the bridge, some ambient occlusion. And the reason why that is so that it makes it look like the bridge is hovering over. And that's that same thing. I'm going to just go around 50%, maybe around 46% like this, and just go underneath. It should be able, let me check. Am I doing the right thing here? Let me verify. Oh, it's set to BG because I used a different layer. Okay. A shadow like this, just a little bit. And then again, that ambient inclusion part's right there. So it looks like the bridge is hovering a little bit. That's it. And then, of course, I totally recommend adding, I'll just add one for now so you can see it. But whenever you have some vines and green hanging or have greenery everywhere, it looks really, really nice. It gives it a natural feel to it. So these vines look good on just about everything on this bridge. So add more of these to that bridge. And that's that. And you can also put in, I believe there are some stamps called stones. And they look like that little stone in the bridge that you see on the walk. You can put some stones on the rockway as well so that it matches up with that bridge. Okay? Let's save, move to the next stop. We're going to go to forest and do a tree house. Fertilizer's Rest. Great one, Dead Max. Sweet. How are we doing for time? Whew. Can I wrap this up in the next 20 minutes? I don't know. It's a tough one. Okay, so if you have a name for this bridge, then please let me know. Unfortunately, I didn't add anything special or dangerous to it. I should have put a broken bridge. That would have been more interesting. But you can just break a piece and then put a bunch of stones under the water so it looks like it collapsed, just for future on that one. So in the forest, where you wanted to make a tree house, we went with a technique where we used trees with brightness all the way to 0 and the opacity down quite a bit so that we could create the illusion of shadows of the tree. So with this one, we're going to want to create like a a structure in which you can climb like some stairs that go up the tree trunk and then lead to like a structure or something like that. So in castles, there are a cool concept called a stairwell, which is an adjacent tower attached to another tower, right? And so the stairwell is not actually attached in the center of the tower where the rooms are at. It's just the stairwell is attached to another tower. Okay, well, that same concept I'm going to be doing here. I know I probably explained that very confusingly, but let's delete. I'm going to delete all these some of these shadows because they're kind of in the way of things. So let's just delete those for now. Get them out of the way because there's so many of them that if I go to select anything, they get in the way when I go to select, and I don't want to do that. So we're going to zoom in a couple of these trees to make sure that they're big. Big like this. So this one's big, this one's big. So one of these is going to be the house, one of these is going to be the stairwell tree, the tree that you climb up to get to this section. There'll be some boardwalk walking over to the next house. Okay, so let's make some room for that. There's a stairwell here, and move this here. We're going to move some things around to get that thing that we want to make. Have a big one there. Okay. Get that out of the way. Okay, so there's the road here. We'll have a rope bridge going across to here. So first we're going to add stairs. Just type in stair right away. And we want wooden stairs, of course, right? This modular wooden stair will work fine. And there should be some curved stairs. Okay, so if we zoom, scale them down quite a bit so that the inside of the stair is lined up against the trunk like this. Okay, and you rotate each time like this. And sometimes it might not fit right, so you just have to know when to piece them like this. And then another one like this. Oof, this is going to be a little bit harder than I thought. Some of this is kind of difficult. Let's see here. What might help is putting in some straight sections. So let me try that real quick. That's not the right one. This one right here is fine. Okay, add this. We're going to add in some straight sections to kind of help that curve. Or you could just use some... I'm trying to figure out if there's a section where I can make it flat. Let me see. I don't think so. Let's just use this modular one right here. Maybe this will work. This can be difficult. You have to make sure it's going up the right way. These stairs are going up. Just so you know, if you're curious how the stairs are going, these stairs are going up like this. Okay, and what we're aiming for is for it to go all the way up to here and then to go across a rope bridge onto here, and then we'll have boardwalk around. So, and in fact, we can even add more curvature to it as well. I'm going to leave those paths just for a second, okay? Flip this around and put this one here. This is kind of hard, unfortunately. I'm not sure. Let me see here. How about I just piece them with circles first and then try to connect them with some square pieces. We'll attempt some ideas. Sometimes it doesn't work. Let's see here. This one, let's take a look. Can be challenging, or just a full circle like this might work best. I'm not sure. The thing's not entirely... These trunks of these trees are not perfectly round, so this kind of piece might not fit. Let's put it up against here like this. This will do. Okay. Ooh, let's see here. Let's see if we can cheat just a bit. So there is something you can do to cheat, by the way. So this looks odd, but you can hide it a bit, and I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to really cheat and just put these here together and stop worrying about trying to piece everything together. I don't want to stress out too much, so we're just going to use some other stamps to hide that stuff. Okay, we're just going to cheat. So we're going to type in wall. We're going to look for wooden walls, and we want to look for some curvature. And then these are going to be pretty much railing. It's going to go around like this. So this is the railing. Okay, and I'll make sure to fix some of these errors. So that should work. And this one should work, I think. Ooh, let's do something smaller. Let's use these single pieces for the last curve. So like this and like this. Okay, and there should be a flat part up here. One thing I'm also going to do is just make these stairs a little bit darker. So oh, oopsie, that is not a stair. That will not do. There we go. Let's try that one. Make those a bit darker. Let's make them considerably darker, actually, so that the next one works. Let's make sure this is the right one. A little bit, just a little bit darker. There we go. So it looks like it's going down. There's some shadow there going up. Perfect. All right. So the next one is to create some, like a rope bridge that goes across to this part over here. So let's move it a little bit closer so we have less work for ourselves. And I don't know if there is a rope bridge. Let's type in bridge and see if there's any other ones besides this. Ah, this wooden bridge right here will work just fine. Perfect. Okay. I'm going to put it up against, like, let's say up here like this. Like that. Oh, make sure it's above too. So like that. And we'll make another one going across like that. So there's your rope bridge. This line work is a bit thick. I think they're supposed to be a little bit smaller, so let's actually fix that. And the shadows are a bit weird too. Let's set it up right properly first. Not that one. Where is that one? There it is, right there, like this. Perfect. So that goes like that, and we're going to turn off that layer shadow. Okay. And then we'll connect these across. Remember, this is a bridge going over the road here. Okay. And let's put that there, over here, and we're going to create a series of boardwalk that's going to go around it. This is going to go, we're going to put these on real fast. There's these nice curved ones here. These work nice. I'm not sure why it's so big. There we go. Okay. And we're going to put these around like this. So one there. And we're going to have it go all the way around. Don't worry about making it perfect at first. It's okay. There are so many things that you can fix. It's not a big deal. We'll have this boardwalk going all the way around like this. Oop, we can add a longer one here. Okay. So there's that boardwalk, and then we're going to put some house on top of that real quick. I'm going to do it real fast. So I think we're going to use this right here as our base. So like this is going to go on top like that. I know the line work is big. Don't worry about that. We're going to fix that by putting some walls on top of that. So if I type in wall, this right here should work just fine. Make sure it's a layer above. Okay, and I think you should be able to piece these together to create the wall like this. And don't worry about it being perfectly straight and all that stuff. You can fix that later by putting stuff around it. Like I said, cheating is okay. Cheating is okay. All right, last step, we're going to add it in some wooden stairs. I think there should be, oh, I can just click this one actually. There we go. Should be nice. Stairs going in. And then, of course, I'm going to do a couple other things to decorate the interior, and then we'll call it good. So that one, make sure it's on top. Okay, and I'm going to select all of these. Make this big piece darker. Because remember, we're doing that trick. You can see the wall, and these things look weird. Don't worry about that. We can fix that by just putting some vines over it or putting other pieces. It's okay to cheat. I mean, it really, really is. Do what you got to do to make things look right. It's totally doable. So if I put a vine stamp over that, you see that goes away. If I put a vine stamp on top of here like this, it'll get rid of that inconsistency. You can put one hanging down like this. Gets rid of that problem, and then one right here like this. Okay, and it's really as simple as that. And then don't forget to put a little bit of vines on your bridge going across, because that's going to look nice, right? All right, and then we will obviously put a little bit more around this circular piece as well. Okay, so now you go through the road, climb up through here, walk up these steps, go across this bridge, and there's an interior. Let's just add in a quick bed and then call it good. Or well, let's add a rug and a bed. Let's add a rug. And I'll make it green instead of blue. Or actually, let's stick with a warm color. We have green, so let's go with something a little bit more warm. Go to hue, make it that color, like that. Okay, and then Layer 5, make them put down a bed. Like this. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Ooh, let's go with 30 should be good. So a bed right there. Make sure it's layer 5 above. Boom, done. That's it. Easy to use, easy to put together, right? Treehouse, done. I mean, there's all these other things that you could do. You could take some dead trees and make them into branches popping out. There's so much. But just learning the basic stuff first. Like if you can put together something like this, there's so many more details that you can add. Branches, more foliage, add shadows, all that stuff. There's so much that you can do. Okay? So I would normally put in shadows, but we are running real short on time. So I'm going to save and go ahead and move on to the next thing. Whew. Man, these take a hot minute. Okay. Desert temple. Whew. All right. So I'm going to make this kind of like a ruined temple. So that way I don't have to make the whole thing. But if you type in, I think if you type in, let me check real quick. I don't think there's ruin. So one thing you could do is just type in wall. And I think there's this broken up wall right here. Like these rough walls. Maybe this color would work better. Let's take a look. I kind of want them to be the same color. So turn off layer, switch to luminosity, and you'll see it's about the same. It's picking up the color of the texture or the texture beneath it. That's what luminosity does. So if I switch it over to here, it turns gray, right? If I put it over to here, it turns green, okay? So luminosity is a great way to get your walls and other stamps to be around the same color scheme or color palette as your texture beneath it, right? So if I was to put it over to, again, and that you'll see it's green, right? So it's a great way to make your right walls. Oh, take it easy, Mattia. Thank you for coming. Okay, so I'm going to quickly put together a ruined temple here. And it's kind of very similar to this sacrificial altar here, very similar. All I'm doing is just piecing these wall pieces together and kind of making the remains of a structure. And I'll even add in some curve to make it more interesting. So if I go like this side and do another curve like this, let's see here, that should do, okay. And then add in some curve here and here. And have a little path that goes around this part, and that's a little section here. Remember, it fell apart, it broke, so don't forget to put some, to scale down, and just put some random pieces. Put some random pieces around. It kind of helps. So you have that piece, put it over here, zoom in and put it over here. Go smaller maybe, different piece, put it over here. And you can do that with small stones as well. We'll do that later too, but a couple of these just randomly rolling around makes it look like they're ruined pieces, right? So let's add in a couple more. So I'm gonna just make kind of a circular structure here that kind of broke and fell apart like this. Okay, there we go. Nice. So we have some ruins there. Okay, let's pick a texture that we want. Those alpha textures work so good. For instance, by alpha, I mean they have transparency. See this dungeon plates alpha? If you see something that says alpha, what that means is that is a transparency. So only these stone artifacts are going to pop up, and a ground texture underneath is going to go in the negative spaces. So let's open it up real quick. Go to advanced settings. We always have to resize. Always keep in mind you have to resize. Okay, and we're going to make sure the opacity is low. Make sure it's set to the right layer. Let's just verify. It looks like it is. So add a little bit of stone like this. So it looks like there's some rubble. Like this, some stone here. We can even add it on the ground over here somewhere. And don't forget, we also want to add some stairs leading up to these locations. You're not going to find stairs in the texture menu, so don't look there for stairs, okay? Don't do that. Let's expand all, and I'm sure there are some ruined, oh, hey, there they are right there, actually. And since it's ruins, right, you're going to want some ruined stairs. Only makes sense. So I think they're over here. Oh, here they are. Perfect. And don't forget, use that luminosity, right? Boom. Select luminosity, and then place these where you want. So if you want, you can put one right here like this. And it's at layer 5. Let's put it down a couple layers. Let's see here. That's right there. Should be good. Okay. And this is really, really kind of dark. So you can change that brightness if you want, like this, so it matches a little bit better. And then you can also change that contrast if you want as well. That will also make it look like it's a little faded out. So that looks kind of nice. Okay. In fact, I don't really care much for that one. Let's go with a broken curve stair. It might be more interesting. And line it up with some of the line work. You see how this part lines up with this line, and this line goes with the base. So that gives it a nice natural feel to it. So you go up the stairs into this little area, and another staircase we'll put right there. Okay, and let's put it like, let's say, like that. Let's put it down like that. I think that should do good. And then I also maybe want to enclose some of that by putting some stone on the side. Because sometimes this looks really weird. There's no, at the end, these stairs just keep going, right? So the way to kind of fix that problem is just to put some stones that are lined up to the side of it like this. So there's one there, and then you can add another one like this. Let's see here. That one will be fine. Let's do that. Just like that. Okay, ooh, a little big, actually. Let's scale it down. Let's do that, and then there's some small stones right here. We'll move this out of the way like that. There you go. So now you go up into this step, and in fact, I don't even like that location. Let's move it over to there. And I think this is a cloud. I'm going to delete that. There we go. So it looks more like, let's scale it down just a teeny bit more. What about there? Looks good. So you go up these stairs. Let's review flow of traffic real fast. Go up into here like this, like that. So you can go up. Okay. So some ruins here. That's how you get to that. And then if you want, we can even create kind of like a broken, fallen down bridge that goes across to here, or you could just use stairs to do that too if you want. So if I wanted to just take a long piece of stair, and let's see here, make sure I got them going right this way, like that. Let's take that, should look good. And I'm going to delete this like that. There we go. And then let's add in one more piece going across. Please, if you have any ideas, names for these places, please let me know, okay? All right, let's put some staircase there. So it goes up this staircase into this part right here. That's it. Okay, and what we also want to do is just add in some special things. And I think there are some ruins, some ruined stuff, some altars, or some interesting things floating around. Let me see if I can find them. I think they're under jungle. I can't remember. Let me just scroll through real quick. And as always, you're going to have to scroll around and look for fun stuff. Sometimes it's the way it goes. Okay, let's take a look here. I know that we had some funky broken stuff. Oh, here they are right here. Okay, so this stuff is kind of broken up a bit. You see the piece is broken. The shrine is kind of broken, so that's fine. You can put it there. Don't forget, you can change that luminosity, that blend mode to luminosity if you want it to match. If it's too dark, don't forget, change that brightness, make it brighter. Okay, that's easy stuff. And then let's take these same shrines, same thing, luminosity, brightness is good, and put them up against some stuff. Like let's put one in the back, going up against that wall, another one going up against this wall, like this, and it kind of gives it some character. Let's add in another one right here, like this, like that. There we go. Let's make sure I got it right. Okay, and then let's add in one more thing. Let's take a look here. I wanted to add in some broken stuff. So let's add in that's green. I don't want that. Well, no, I think I can still do this. Let's have this broken stone and then have it be set to luminosity. And then we can just place it somewhere random. I'm going to put it right here like this. Okay, and you might have to change that brightness just a bit. There we go. Okay, so you have this kind of ruined area. Don't forget the flow of traffic. Walking up into this ruined area, some broken stones come up here. There's some action going on here. Who knows? Maybe there's an evil spirit locked in that shrine. Ooh, who knows, right? Okay, that's it for desert. I'll save those changes and move on. Whew, Shoot, I got 3 more left. Yikes. All right. Woo, we're getting there. Appreciate the patience, everybody. Okay. We're going to do a Yeti's Cavern. Ooh, this is going to be fun. So, a Yeti's Cavern, just like our one of our Maptober prompts, right? I'm going to turn one of these. I'm going to probably create. Let's think about this real quick. I'm going to move this over to the side. Ooh, I've already painted shadows on there, so that won't do. Whew. Okay, so let's create Tundra Yeti Cavern. Let's move this. We're going to use this negative space. I'm going to verify what layer this is on first to make sure that I'm not goofing up. So let's just verify. This is the FG. Perfect. Okay. And I'm going to use the subtract mode, and I'm going to try to create natural looking walls. Now, I've done this before where you can create like a dungeon with the mask tool instead of using a bunch of cliffs, right? So if you want to create a quick dungeon that's easy to put together and everything, then I recommend using the mask tool. So I'm going to just make the basic shape first. Let's just go down once, put one thing down just to see how it looks. Okay, so I'm going to create a shape, and I'm using the edgy brush so it looks like these are kind of cavern walls. They're kind of weird looking, edgy and stuff, so that's why I'm going with that. And this negative space is technically underground, and we'll make sure to show that that is the case. So what you're looking at is actually underground, and I'll make sure, again, to verify that that's what's going on. First, we're just going to do this, and we're using the BG layer so that we can paint it separately from the exterior. So this is one of those things where you're going to make an interior section of a map on an exterior map. And I'll show you how to go about doing that. It's kind of fun, actually. In fact, I think I can make the entrance over here instead. So the entrance is going into a staircase that goes down like this. So let's verify how to do that real quick. So right here, I'll put some stairs on top of that nodule, and it goes down into this area right here. And first, I want to quickly texture this right here. Make sure it's set to BG, right? That 2 key, right? F key, open up the catalog. And I'm going to choose this kind of cracked stone ground for now. It's not something we're going to stick with, but just as a base texture, we're going to drop that brightness because it's underground. It's going to be dark, right? You would expect it to be dark. And we want to change up that size. Okay. I'm going to go 100%, and let's just apply it real quick. Just see how dark it is. It's a little too dark, so let's change it. Let's try that. I think that'll do just fine. Okay. So we're painting all this part in. Think of this as the underground, and we'll have to do things to verify to show that that is underground. Don't worry, we'll figure it out. First, let's go ahead and add. And to do that, I think we could just go right over. There should be some stairs in here. Let's take a look. Let's type in stair. Ooh, we gotta do this fast. Just 2 more. Whew. Okay, we'll do some stairs. I think there's some that go down, up, and down. These rough dungeon stairs look kind of nice. This one, you got to make sure that they go down, though. So this looks like this stairs goes up. You can see the stairs, the ambient occlusion on the stairs going up, and these are stairs going down. We want stairs going down. So we're going to add some stairs like that, and make sure that it's a layer. Obviously, have the tree be above that, and we'll make it just a teeny bit smaller. I'm going to turn off that shadow, and I'm also going to change the brightness. We want it to stick out a bit more. Maybe drop the saturation even more. Maybe even drop the contrast because you expect some snow to be on top of it. And then let's put this on top like this. Okay, so down into the dungeon. So this goes down. Let me show you the flow of traffic real quick. You go down into here, and then you walk this tunnel into the cavern right here. This is where the Yeti lives. Okay, Sweet. All right. Let's delete all these goodies. We don't want those no more. I'm going to go ahead and add in some ambient occlusion so it looks like there's some depth. So don't remember how to do that. Softness all the way up. Brush around 50. Doesn't have to be exactly 50, but dang close. Make sure it's set to BG, so that's 2 key. And let's go up just a little bit more, make it even darker. Still, let's go. Oh, I see. I'm not set to color. That's the problem. There we go. Okay. So we're going to add this ambient occlusion around the edge here, like this. Remember that first pass is just kind of that broader shadow. Oopsie, there's some blue there I missed. Naughty, naughty. Okay. All the way around, all the way up to here. Yeah. We're getting there. All right. Okay, and then don't forget that last layer, small one, just a little bit. Right here like this, and let's go up even higher. There we go. And just go around the edge. Put your crosshairs just along the edge. So that way you can stay along that edge, at least fairly consistently. Okay, keep going. There we go. Looks good. Let's go with 100% because it's actually harder to see. There we go. A little better. There we go. Around those edges. Whew. All right, this is time consuming. Now, normally I would just use mask settings for this, but because I'm using the various panels have FG and BG layers, the mask settings just will not work because mask settings are on a global scale, okay? They're global. So you can't isolate their effects to different regions of your map, unfortunately, though that's a cool idea and I like it. Okay, so let's do that part, and also let's quickly add in some snow. You would expect some snow to go into the cavern, so I think there should be some snow. I am not seeing any snow. That is problematic, so we'll have to make our own. So how would you do snow? This texture right here works fine. I believe it's called Stone Bright. This one's easy. Just filter, increase the brightness to it's really bright, like you would expect snow. And I'm also going to change the size so I get a lot more artifacts. You kind of see some of the artifacts there. Drop that brightness quite a bit, or drop the saturation quite a bit. Oh, not saturation, the opacity, sorry. Let me list through a whole bunch of technical terms and then land on the right one. Maybe I'll hit it eventually, right? Like those parents who have like 11 kids and they go through the list of all the children. Amanda, AJ, Emmett, shoot. Which one is it? All right, so let's put in some snow because you would kind of expect some snow to be in here a little bit. And we're just going to single click like this just to add little pieces of snow, and the majority of it you would expect to be at the front. At this, if the wind's blowing in, then all that snow is going to be blowing in as you would kind of expect. Okay, and next we're going to have to populate this thing just a bit, so let's figure out what we want to put in it. And I am going to actually put in some broken stairs, and then let's take a look. I'm going to flatten them probably to the BG layer. So this stair right here might go well like this, and then what you do is drop that brightness so it's a bit dark, and then right here you'll see this menu in the hamburger menu. Go to flatten and then select BG, and the stairs will stay in the BG. Now just so you know, it's been flattened, so that is now officially baked into the canvas. If you paint over that, it will paint over it, okay? So just kind of keep that in mind. Let's add in one more circular stair, which I can't seem to rotate for some reason or another. Let's put it right there, and then we'll flatten it to the BG. So you have these nice stairs going down like that. That looks a little weird right there, actually. Yikes! That doesn't work. You can fix that too by just subtracting just a little bit like this. There you go. So now you have some stairs. So you have your stairs descending further down into the cavern. So this stairs doesn't seem like it goes down far enough. So just adding a couple more stairs so it gives it a little bit more depth to the bottom. Works great. And then we'll want to quickly add in Probably some kind of sleeping arrangement. I think there are some odd beds that we could use. Let's take a look. I think this broken bed right here looks kind of nice. And let's see how big a person is in comparison to these stairs. I think those are some really tight stairs, but I think that'll fit. That should work. And then let's just populate with a couple more little extra things and then hop off, because hop on to the next one. Let's take a look. What is in a Yeti cave? What's in a Yeti cave? Probably some bodies, probably some blood. What do Yetis eat? Do they eat people? I don't even know. I mean, is like, are humans chicken for Yetis? I don't know. This is a great question. If anyone can tell me what Yetis eat, please let me know. Let's put in some corpses. Ooh, make them small enough. There we go. That'll do. And this will do. Put in a couple there. Put in some blood. Well, that's what you get for going into the Yeti's cave. Aha! Okay, and let's just, gotta add a little bit of splatter in there, little ones, and maybe some stuff where they got dragged around a little bit. Do Yetis play with people? Or do they just, I'll just play with you? Like, how does that work? I don't know. But please, someone, if they know exactly what Yetis eat, please let me know. Okay, that guy got his head bashed in. It's a terrible way to go. Sweet. Oh, two more. Oh, my gosh. Whew. I got to speed this up. All right. Whew. I don't really like how dark that Yeti cave is. That kind of looks pooey. Maybe brown would have been a better color, but kind of hard. Shoot. But there's not much going on here. Maybe it's just the dark to white contrast that looks weird. I'm not sure, but we can address that later. Let's quickly jump into a shipwreck. This one will go by real fast because I'm not going to add in too much, but totally recommend. I think there should be a ship, and I think there's a wreck. Is there a shipwreck? I thought there was. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I would have swore there was a shipwreck stamp. Maybe that got deleted. We'll go through. See if we can find it, but I'm pretty dang sure I saw a shipwreck. Oh, there it is right there. What is it called? Wrecked boat. My bad. Okay. So this wrecked boat is going to work great. And I think, well, let me just verify it real quick. Is there a front and a back? Oh, yeah, there is. Okay, so you have the front of the ship and the back of the ship. They broke in half, so that works out really nice, right? So we'll put those two pieces there. This is that thing where you have to use the luminosity blend mode again, right? So if you go to luminosity, it'll retain that blue so it looks like underwater, right? So there's that part. And don't forget, there's less oxygen in the water, so there's going to be it's going to be harder to focus. So if we drop that contrast a bit like this, it looks like there's that distortion that you see underwater, right? So let's do that part, because our eyes are not geared for underwater. There's not a lot of oxygen. Let's put one right here on this edge. I think should look good, like this, and we'll make it nice and big. I don't mind if the line work is kind of large. That's fine. We'll put one there like that, and then another one. This is going to be a bit bigger, like this. So it kind of cracked and fell apart like this. Okay, and then also you're probably going to want to add some broken wreckage. So I totally recommend you. There should be some wood. Let me check real quick. Those are gables. Let me just. Here we go. This chopped wood right here works pretty good. Don't forget, you want to change that blend mode to luminosity, and you want to drop that contrast. I'm going to turn off shadows. Let's bring that contrast down just a bit more. And I'm going to set it to random stamps and random rotate, and just kind of place them, stack them like this. Just click, click, click. And what you're doing is kind of creating the section of the boat that cracked in half. Okay, and remember, it has to be below the waves, because the waves is the top of the water, and these pieces of wood are actually below the water. Okay, don't forget to also scale them down, just to scale them down about 30 or 4 more percent down, so there's some smaller pieces, because it looks weird when you have all the exact same piece size. So changing up the size is helpful. Okay, and then that's pretty much your shipwreck. And you can add in stone, you can add in all kinds of fun stuff. You can add treasure piles that are lying around, you can add bodies, whatever. But this is just that basic thing. Once you've got the shipwreck, you can add in all these extra details. So it's pretty easy. Okay, let's go over to lake. We're creating an abandoned tower. Hey, again, the concept remains the same, right? We have a desert temple that was in ruins. We had a sacrificial altar here, right? We're basically just going to create the remains or ruins of like a tower. It's not complicated. So O key, F key, go into the catalog, pick wall. And let's look for some like rubble, broken wall. Let's do this primitive dark wall. I kind of like this. This works fine. And we're going to place them. Make sure they're a layer above. They're at layer 5. That's not good. We are probably going to want to drop this down a layer. There we go. And put this, because I don't recommend having things like this is the bottom part, this little hill right here. So make sure that it's at like layer 0 or below, and then your walls can be like layer 1 or 2 or whatever. Let's make sure that I have everything set right. There we go. Okay, set to 2. All right, so we're going to make the remains of a tower. So we're going to take these. We're going to make the tower circular, as you would kind of expect. And we're going to have a section of it that broke off, right? Like this section right here broke off, so you can put some parts that are broken on the ground, like here, just like we did before. Or you can go over to stones or rock. Let's check. Rock? No, I think it might be stone. Let's verify. Boom, boom, boom. Ooh. Modular, dirty, gritty stone. Wow. Dark, there we go. That will work just fine. Let's just take a look at the color. Yeah, it fits about the same, so that works out great. Hello, Brian Marshall. Welcome, good sir. I am glad you're here. Okay, so if you have a bunch of these and you just kind of place them around, let's just verify that I've made the changes right. Right, so you just single click like this, and it looks like rubble. It's that same thing with the with that shipwreck, right? We just put a bunch of stones down, put a bunch of wooden planks down, set them at random, so it looks like it's just the debris. And that's exactly what we're doing here. We're creating some debris. Start with some bigger ones and scale down to something smaller, like this. So it looks like it fell apart, it collapsed. Go up to 15, do a little bit bigger size. Just keep single clicking them. Like this, or you can drag. I think it's drag. Let me see. Nope, it's single click, but you can change that in placement by just going to multiple. Okay, now we're going to want to put in a ground texture for this area. So let's do that real quick. Same thing, just use that kind of circular brush, and let's pick an alpha texture because we want. And let's pick someone that's got some grass in it. So this right here has some grass in it, so that's a good choice. Those walls are dark, so let's have the ground be a little lighter. Let's check the size and make sure that we get a lot of artifacts in there. Let's just do one. Oopsie, let's go set to the right layer. My mistake. Okay, like this. And I want to retain some grass underneath for a reason, because it's a dilapidated tower. It fell apart, so kind of expect some stones and some grass to be popping out. So that makes sense. And we're also going to want to add in some of that ambient occlusion. You know how that story goes. Real quick. Da-da. Like this. All right, looking good. If you guys have any questions, don't forget to ask Philip. Okay, push that all the way up. Okay, and we'll quickly add in some ambient occlusion around here. And sometimes the cliff if you notice that these hills have some light texture on it. So the way to resolve that issue is just to go to your path tool, and you can fill in to make shadows with the path tool, because it does look super weird that there's this light color right here. So if you use that path tool, you can kind of fix that problem. So if I go like this, let's just verify the size, bring it down a bit, change the opacity a bit. There we go. That looks fine. And just push it along the edge like this, all the way like this. And if that looks too weird, you can always change the size of it. So if I change that size down and increase the shadow even more, like this, and let's actually increase the thickness again to where it covers the whole thing and just drop the opacity. There we go. That works fine. Okay. Next step, add in some dilapidated stairs. We'll do some curved ones going up. Ugh, I hate speeding through these, but I don't know what else to do because we have so much work, so much to do. And okay, let's flip this staircase going like this upward, like that. Awesome. So it goes up like that. That looks fine. We set it to luminosity so we can maintain some of it, or let's turn it off. Let's turn that off normal. That's fine. Okay, so stairs going up. And I also want to add in those beautiful, as always, these vines, because if it's going to be a tower that's overrun and dilapidated, you're going to expect it to be kind of retaken by nature, right? So you're going to add lots and lots of greenery to it. Absolutely necessary to do that. So add some greens. Have some stuff hanging like this. Okay. And the last bit is to add in a spiral staircase that kind of goes up. And I think, is there a wooden broken stair? Let's find out. Stair. And I think there should be some broken modular wooden stair. There it is. Perfect. So we have this nice curved stair that's been broken, and we're going to put it right there in the corner. So it's up like that. And let's also do one last piece. We're going to have some of the section, of the floor remaining. So let's check out wood or broken. I'm not sure. There should be some options here. Wooden bridge. I think this wooden bridge section should work just fine. So we'll put this on the edge like this. Okay, and then we'll put another one like up against this ledge like this. Oopsie, might have to go down a layer. There we go. Okay. All right, and you can put in some bodies, blood, add in some extra shadows and stuff like that. I'm going to add in I think I might put in a pit. Let me check. I don't think we have any pits or anything like that. Hey, Beatrix. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. All my favorite people in one place. It's exciting. Okay. So what do we want to add in that tower? Let's also add in some quick mushrooms, which for some reason the mushrooms didn't get selected. There you are. Add in some mushrooms. Oh, I wish this thing was in 4K, so it would be so much more pretty. All right, so putting in some mushrooms. Put one also on top as well, like this. Add a little bit more character. There we go. So you have some mushrooms. Put some on the side right there and right here. Okay. And then let's quickly add some path to the ground right over here, and then we'll call that part good. Might even throw some blood in there just for fun. Okay, let's add in this dirt road right here. Will work just fine. Scale it down and rotate it. There we go. All right, I'm going to add that here like this. All right. Oops, those look a little small. Let's make them a bit bigger. Let's try that. And it does seem a bit dark, so let's also try changing the brightness just a hair. Like that. There we go. Oh, might be a little better. There we go. Oh yeah, much better. I like it a little bit brighter. That looks nicer. There we go. All right. So you have an abandoned tower. And we'll quickly add some blood and bodies. Whew. We still have a whole other one to do, and I highly doubt that I'm going to get it done by noon. So be prepared for a long one. Let's quickly just save this and move on to the next one. I would love to do an actual full-on ruined tower tutorial because ruined towers are so much fun to make, and they're so cool. So I'll probably go ahead and put on my to-do list to put together a full-on tower. Okay, so we've saved it. We're going to move on to the next one. All right, so we've just finished watercolor terrain. I'm going to quickly just refresh the page real quick. Thanks for bearing with me, everybody. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and edit. We're doing watercolor cities now. Woohoo! Now just so you know, I'm not going to be making a full-fledged city. I can't make a full-fledged city, but I will show you the replicable steps to make a full city, because making a city is not as complicated as you think. It's just time-consuming, but it's not difficult, and it can be less time-consuming if you kind of follow these techniques. So I will show you how to put together, I'll just put together some basic stuff like villages and stuff. And those techniques of making like a village are the same techniques that you're going to use to expand on to make a town, a city, a capital, or whatever. Okay, so I'm not gonna sit here and make a super complex castle, and I will be making a video on how to make castles, and it will be way more in depth. We'll be going over all the different jargon, the vocabulary of what is in a castle, the wall types, wall walk, barbicans, Brattices, finials, you name it. We'll go into the whole spiel with castles, so don't expect a full breakdown on castles. Okay? So let's go ahead and go to O key to go and press the F key to go in the catalog. Remember, we're in the watercolor cities now. We're no longer in watercolor Battlemaps. Hey, Jeremy. Welcome. Okay. Yeah, well, no one can make a city in 2 hours, and if they can, that is really, really impressive. Okay, so we're making a castle. So I think there is a specific castle set. If you go into the left panel, styles and packs, I'm going to turn off all the packs except for one called castle. So that way I have these to work with, and I'm going to expand them all too, so I can kind of see all my options. Now I'm not going to make a complex castle, so just keep that in mind. So first I'm just going to make what's called a keep, and that is where the Lord lives on the castle. So we'll put a keep up top right here. Okay, so it's high up. Now, whenever you're making a castle, you're always going to want to choose a natural defenses. There are two things here that have natural defenses. One, you've got height. It's harder for people to fight a battle uphill. So it's got this height, so that is a natural defense. Second, you have water flowing around it. So that's a natural defense. Armies will have to obviously cross the water, wade across the water if they want to attack. So that's another natural defense. Water and elevation. So always kind of factor that in when you're putting together your castles, okay? Next, let's put in some walls. And all I'm going to do is just create an enclosure around these two things. So I'll put one connecting from each one of these little sections of the thing. And I'm going to use these walls. These are kind of massive. It'll work fine. Kind of harder to piece together. I'll use these ones for now. All right, and so we're going to piece these together to make a wall. So I'm going to go like this, rotate just a bit, and we're going to connect these up against here like this. Okay, I might have to use one more. Let's use a small one like this. Okay, I'm going to copy and paste this. So you've closed off this section, and we're going to create a closed off section here. We'll be sure to also create what's called a barbican. And a barbican is just a gatehouse. It's just a secondary form of defense that you can use so that if attackers are trying to get to your castle, you can use start your first line of defense at that barbican. So let's do that after this. So first we'll put together all our walls, and then we'll put a barbican together. A barbican is basically an additional gatehouse and I'll show you how to put that together. So we've got the walls now. So this section is enclosed. That makes sense. You can also add walls all the way around the castle if you wanted to. You can do that too. So you could go like this, place them just like this, like this. There's a lot of different things you can do. Castles are complex. They're not always the same. There are some great videos you can watch on castles. I'll also be making a time-lapse video on how to make castles as well. I'll try to make it as short as possible too, so I'm not boring you to death. So let's quickly put our walls together. So walls are for defense, right? So we'll add in these walls. You've already got extra defense with this cliff right here. No army is going to try to climb up this rock face to get to the back of this keep. They'd have to be utterly insane to do that. So, I mean, try if you may, be my guest, but it probably won't go well. Okay, let's make sure that that is up high. So you have a keep right here. Let's also create what's called the donjon. Let's go ahead and just use this. Let's look for a section where a tower could be put down. Let's put it right there. So there's a tower there. Okay. And then let's put in some last bit of walls that connect here. And this is going to be just one last layer of defense. So you have these walls here. And don't worry, we're going to be putting in other stuff as well. So there's some walls. So we'll have to put some stairs leading up to this keep and where the donjon is. So let's put in a gatehouse first. And I think there should be some gatehouses. Let's take a look. All these are gatehouses. These will do fine. Let's put one down. Might have to be a little bit smaller. So this gatehouse right here. And we can put a bridge here that goes across. So we'll do that in a bit. First, let's just work on our island part. And let's go do flow of traffic real quick so we have a general idea of what we're doing. Flow of traffic is super important. So road is here. You go into the gatehouse. There's some stairs going up. Some stairs going up like this, going in. All right, and now if you want, there are some other things that you can do. For instance, staircases alternating. So if you're going up a staircase and your shield arm, which is your left arm generally, and you're going up a set of stairs going up, if you want to force your attacker to have their sword arm facing towards your attacks. Otherwise, they have to shift formation to move the shield around to the left, and that makes that formation very vulnerable. So keep in mind your staircases. So you want your attackers to have their sword arm facing towards where your attacks are going to be. I'm not going to worry about that with this one too much. The way that you would do that if you wanted to would be like this. Let's just do one real quick. Let's add in some stairs. Oopsie. I think I have to select everything. Let's do that. Okay, there's some stairs here. So let's add in some stairs. Let's do a long one here. Let me think about this here. This stair goes directly up. You could have it to where it goes like this. I think actually there is some interesting stair types in the castle. Let me verify that real quick. 1 second. I'm going to show you some really cool stamps that I use. Let me see if I can find them. I forgot what they're called, so just bear with me a moment, please. One moment. I can never remember where they... Oh, here they are right here. Okay. Perfect. These stairs right here, these platform stairs are fantastic. So let's do that. So I'll give you an example real quick. So if you were putting a staircase right here, if you're going up the staircase, your shield arm is on the left side. So what you would do instead is flip that around like this so that the shield arm is actually on the other side. So they're going up with the sword so that when they go to attack, they have to change formation. So that's kind of important just a bit. So we'll go ahead and make sure to add that in. So let's add in this staircase. And I think we'll also curve it a little bit like this going up. Let's set it up like this. Okay. So there's the staircase going up. So when the attackers go up, their sword arm is exposed. We'll just have a staircase just going straight up to this one. I'm not going to worry about a curve this time. Just go straight up. Okay, don't forget we want to add in some floor. Whew. Appreciate everyone's patience. Okay, and I think this texture is meant to work with this. Let's just kind of verify that real quick. I think, yeah, it is. Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna put it in here. Yes, I know there's some green there. That's just kind of how it goes, unfortunately. Okay, and then I think might not be a bad idea to put this in here as well, so you have some space here. And I'm gonna call this a toll. This is basically a toll castle. A toll castle is basically gonna have a series of cannons where it might have chains going across, and all it is that boats that come through that want to do trading with other cities or towns and stuff, they have to pay a toll at this castle first. I think great examples would be like the Rhine River, which I think is in Germany, in Deutschland. So that's a great example. You can look up the castles of the Rhine, and there's some toll castles in there. So that's this concept, is that if trading boats want to go through here, they obviously have to stop here at this toll castle, pay, and then they'll release the chains or not fire upon them with cannon. So let's real quick add in some buildings. I'm going to do it real fast. Okay. Normally I would say put a bunch of towers in here. Hold on a second. It's going to be a little slow. Let's go back to castle real quick. Shoot, this is going to take so much longer than I thought. Sorry about that, everybody. Okay, so let's quickly just add in some real quick towers. I just want to add those in. Let's put a tower there and a tower there. And we'll add a tower there. Okay, so there are some towers there, at least aligned along the walls. So there's some guard posts. Okay, and then the last part is to add in just some small buildings in here. Not going to add too much, just a little bit. If I can open up the catalog here, and then add in just a couple buildings. Let's put one here, and let's put one along here like this. And let's put one, let's see, here's some smaller ones so I can fit it all in. One like this. Oopsie, that won't work. I want to make sure we have some room here. Okay, well, like that one. Okay. So real quick, what do you find basically in a castle? You're going to find like a great hall, a chapel. So a great hall for feasting, a chapel so that your lord can go to church or whatever. You're probably going to have some stables and some barracks. So there's obviously not enough room in here. I was going to use really small buildings, but again, we are super short on time, so I don't want to take up too much of people's time. Let's just real quick add in a bridge real fast, and then I'm going to have the bridge be cut off, by the way, because the drawbridge stops at the bridge and there's a cutoff point, a drop. So you can't actually get in without the drawbridge down. So let's quickly just add in a bridge, and then we'll move on to the next step. Ooh, this is going to take a while. I'm debating if I should have a part 2. Okay, so make sure that when you choose your bridge, by the way, that it is the one with water, like this. And again, I'm not going to connect. This because the drawbridge goes down, and that's the defense on how you so people can't get in. And these bridges, by the way, have clipping masks. And clipping masks means whatever's on the FG layer is going to show up on this. So just kind of keep that bit in mind. Let's quickly just add in some of that white color and pretend that this is kind of stone going like this. And so there's just like a road going like that. Oopsie, 100% is way too much. Let's drop it down quite a bit. There we go. That was a little better. So there's a little bit of a road going like this. And I would definitely recommend adding some stone, some kind of stone texture. But so you go up this road and you have to get to the edge of this bridge. The drawbridge goes down, they let you in. And of course you have some nice defenses here, water, everything like that. And I also recommend that you put some larger stones at the end of your bridge so it looks like there's some foundation there that's keeping it together. And one thing you can do is just add like either some small towers on the edge like this, or use this one right here. This is fine too. I'll use 2 of those instead. So these 2, and these are basically just kind of the last tower defenses, or the first tower defenses, like this. So there is that. So you go in like this, you go onto the bridge, you wait for the drawbridge to open, and you go in. So really, that's just as simple as that. So you have lots of defenses, lots and lots of defenses. And we will go into a way more in-depth video about castles, because I love castles. They're really fascinating, really interesting, and I really want to give you like kind of a more of a in-depth one than the one that we're kind of doing here with this. So kind of a simple castle, but you get the basic idea, okay? Let's move on to a volcano fortress, lava fortress. Ooh, it's going to be fun. Hey, don't forget, if you have a name for these, please say something. What is the name of this castle? You know, poorly put together castle? Not realistic enough castle? Whichever fun one you can kind of come up with, it's fine by me. Let's populate this volcano. And obviously, you're never going to really find a fortress by a volcano, but hey, why not? So let's go and use this same castle set. I think this will work just fine, but let's actually change it over to luminosity blend mode so that we can kind of keep some of that color. Let's place it. Yeah, it looks good to me. I like that. So, and let's make them maybe just a tad bit darker. There we go, like that. So we have these nice, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to piece a bunch of these together to make it look like there's a fortress that's built on this side. And obviously not on this side, because that's where the lava flow is. Montclair. Ooh, I like it. Ooh, beautiful name. I love it. So I'm going to piece together a bunch of these things, these castle pieces, and make kind of like a fortress that's on this side, like I was saying. And I'm going to piece them together in a sense. It's kind of like Legos, if that makes any sense. So I'll be putting a bunch of these together and then using a bunch of bridge pieces to be the causeway or walkway that goes from each of the structures. And I'll show you how to do that. So let's just put our structures together first. And we're going to put a bunch of variation. Okay, so we'll put one there, and I'll put one, let's say, right here. Let's say like that. Should already have that piece, but it's okay. And then let's see here, put one here like this, and then let's scroll through what our options. I have some circular ones. Actually, that circular one might do better over here. So put a circular one right there. Okay, so now you have, this is basically the structure of the fortress. So these are all the different buildings of the fortress. And we're also going to want to put some walls and walkway. So we can use the bridges for that. And there are some bridges that don't have water on them. So maybe these wide bridges might work well. Let's see how wide they are and how well they connect. Okay, let's put them a layer below, like this. Let me just take a look and see how they look. Yep. Okay. So this is basically, this is going to act as both a walkway and wall. So I'm going to also change that luminosity as well, so I can kind of maintain. Well, actually, I don't think that's going to work now that I think about it, because it's FG. So it will have to stay that color, unfortunately. I am going to piece these together. Oopsie, I just realized that luminosity won't work for these things. Shoot, that is a problem. Okay, I will have to rethink some of this. Actually, no, this is okay. The way to do it is just to repaint them. So I will do this. I'm going to piece these together like this. Okay, let's put some walk that goes out to here. Oops, let's go up one. There we go. And also, I have to put these up as well, it looks like. Ah, there's so much extra work. Nope, not that one. You can do it. You can do it. There we go. Ha ha. All right, connect that one. I want to push these up a layer too. Okay, push these up. There we go. Okay, and FG layer, and we should be able to select. Let's see what kind of texture we want to use. This color might work. Let's just verify. Ooh. Okay. Fort Feasters. Okay, so we got some walkway here. Fixing that green error that we had there. Like this. There we go. So you have some walkway there. I can see a little bit too, unfortunately. Yikes. I might have to just select every one of these and actually go back to the original. Luminosity just isn't working, unfortunately, for those. My mistake. Let's go with normal. And we're just going to have it be gray. I don't think I can change the hue of these. It doesn't usually work. Well, that reddish, that looks kind of nice. At least that red, the red of that wood somewhat matches with the rest of it. So that's kind of nice. So you have pieced these these bridges together to kind of make the walkway. It's also walls. So these are walls for defenses. If they're not thick enough, you should know walls are, the defensive side of walls are generally thick. You can fix that by just doing that. All you're doing is just lining them up like this. Pretty easy stuff. Just piece them together like this. And then you have the extra lining of defense. You don't need to have it against this wall, but you can if you want, so I'll just put them there. Not a requirement, but it does look nice. You have this nice fortress, and we're also going to want to create more walkway leading up. Let me quickly just piece the next pieces together leading up to it. So right here. Oopsie, go down one, I think. No, I don't think so. We'll go up one, and this needs to go up one. Let's verify up. There we go. Okay, we'll copy and paste these real quick. Put that together, put that together. Oopsie, like this. Ooh, might have to rotate them just a hair. That's okay if you have to rotate them. Okay. So now you have that next section. Don't forget to paint that in like this. And again, if you want more thicker walls for more defenses, of course, you'll have to put them on there. So just kind of keep that bit in mind. So you have these thicker walls this way, so you have better defenses. Walls need to be very, very thick if you expect to be attacked. So normally when you look at like a castle or a fortress, the walls that are the outer wall facing towards where your attacker is going to be, those walls are going to be extra thick because they have to be able to take a beating. So kind of keep that part in mind. And I'm going to add one more piece, and I think I'm just going to copy and paste these pieces together. If I just copy and paste this, there should be a whole complete piece. Let's actually rotate this at, put these all at that. There we go. Okay, so at least they're all at the right angle. So like this and like this. There we go. And then all I have to do is just piece them. And let's go ahead and add that last bit of boardwalk. Or not boardwalk. The last bit of this bridge leading over to here. We're almost there. Okay, like that. And don't forget to add in that. There you go. Okay, so that is your lava fortress. And personally, I think it turned out quite nice. Please, if you could come up with a name, let me know. I think Fort Fastos was suggested, and I like it. Let's just quickly save this and move on. Oh boy, this might go till 1 p.m. PDT, so I hope you have like another hour left. I appreciate everyone's patience. All right, castle and lava fortress done. Whew, yeah. And it would be so cool though if you could put like maybe some like a lava squid or something coming out, like tentacles or something, or a lava monster coming out. Ooh, maybe they defend the fortress. I don't know, that'd be kind of cool, right? Who wouldn't want a giant lava monster protecting their fortress? Just don't accidentally destroy my fortress while defending it, because you're made of lava. That probably isn't going to go well, right? All right, let's do a Dwarven Hold. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit larger of a settlement. And normally when I make settlements like this, I make a centerpiece and then have a bunch of other pieces going around it. So, and the way that I decide where centerpieces go is mostly by elevation, right? Even temples are in a higher elevation. It's higher up, closer to the gods, shall we say, right? So elevation is important. So this is underground, but this part right here is a little bit higher up, so you can put like a dwarven fortress, a dwarven castle, some nice houses, and then kind of poor dwarves live at the bottom. So it really just depends. So first, let's open up our catalog, O key, F key. And we're not looking at bridges no more, no more, no more. And I'm going to pick kind of some central, larger pieces that will go in the center. So it could be like a dwarven temple, a dwarven whatever. It doesn't really matter. So you can just decide for yourself what you want to add. There's a lot of options. I'm going to use this big Thieves Guild. I love the color purple, so this might work good. This is nice and big. It takes up the whole thing, and the stairs go down to this second level just fine. And we might want to put some stairs going down here as well. Otherwise, why is that stair there? So you have to keep that in part. So this is that main piece. I don't know what it is. It could be a dwarf palace, whatever. I don't really care. It doesn't matter. Next, I'm also going to want to find some more pieces. Like this is a small Thieves Guild. It's the same thing as this one, only it's a small version of it. So I'll put another one down here like this. Okay, and then we can add something special over here, like maybe some fountains or whatever. I'm not entirely sure yet. I kind of like this big Mages Guild. Maybe this would look nice here. And I'm going to put this along the edge like this. So it goes up these stairs. You go up into here, put some stairs, go up to here, go into here. And that is a little bright for my taste. So I might want to drop the brightness just a bit. We are in underground. So lighting will be an issue, right? So nice, I finished up this top part. So now we can add in some blocks all around on the base part. So we open up and there should be some nice blocks, just straight up blocks that you can piece together. So I'll show you an important part of city building. And that is use these blocks like this. They take up more room. I dropped the size down a bit. These take up room because there's more than one house on them. So if you use your control key and your mouse wheel, you can rotate these together and just piece a bunch together by just rotating them like this. Pretty easy. And this is the quickest way that I know of to kind of put together. Now you definitely want to put down some roads as well. That's important. You can do that by just placing down your structures first and then put in your roads in the negative space, or you can do the reverse. You can put the roads down and then put the structures in the negative space. It's really, really up to you and which way you like better. You know, for me, actually, I switch around. Sometimes I'll make the roads first, and sometimes I'll make the buildings first. So it's just up to you and which way is the quickest way. So I'm going to show you this way instead first. So you're putting all these pieces together, and you can change the color too. They're all the same color. They don't have to be. They can be whatever you want. As you would normally expect, you would probably find various different colors in the roofs, but I'm just sticking with one set. But just so you know, you can switch. You can say, oh, I don't like this one anymore. I'm going to use red roofs and then green roofs and whatever. So a variety in roof color does look good. I would recommend that generally, unless your city is, you want it color coded for a particular reason. It's just all the same color, but generally with availability of materials, your merchant ships are coming in and they're providing you with different color stones and whatnot, different color dyes and stuff. As cities grow over time, different sections of the city look different, and that's why the roofing is different. The architecture is different. This part of the city was made 100 years ago. This part of the city was made 30 years ago. That's why the architecture is different. So it's okay to do that variety. Again, I'm just using the same ones for the sake of time. But normally you would want to shake it up a bit. Add different colors. That always looks super nice to your cities. All the same color can look kind of odd sometimes. And here I am doing that very thing. So just, do as I say, but not as I do, of course. Okay. Let's go ahead and put together some sections that are kind of making some interesting shapes, kind of creating this radial effect, radiating out. And then once you've put in your these bigger ones, you can go ahead and put in single ones like this. So you had these blocks with these arrangements, right? And if you go down, you'll see that there are single ones, and that is really helpful. You add in some single ones, and I'm using this color because there's this wood right here, and so this color scheme works well with it. And you can just place these in randomly as you go. So you just scroll through, add in a small one there, add a small one there, put a small one there, and so you're just filling in some of the space like this, and you've got that other color scheme that looks kind of nice, right? Let's add in a couple more, add one there, and you're just kind of adding them here and there. We're all going to put some stairs going up to here because we'll put something up there, and let's just keep adding a couple more single pieces, filling them in. Let's see here, we don't want to block this spot, so you can't put one there. Put one there, and we can put one here. Okay, so now you have that. The next part is to use the negative space. Let's go ahead and pick a texture that we want to be the ground floor, and you're not going to find textures in the object menu, so don't go there. That's a no-no. All right, I'm going to stick with just an easy texture. This street stone, this white color should be fine. It should look nice because all this stuff is rather dark, and so that white will look nice. Let's check our size because it might be way too small or big. That size looks fine, and let's drop the brightness just a hair. Okay, and let's drop the opacity and bring the softness all the way up. Okay, I think this is on the BG. Let me just verify. No, maybe it's FG. Let me just check. Looks like it's on the FG. Okay, so I'm now going to put in some stone like this. And remember, you're doing it in the negative space. And the reason why I chose white is because it's a nice contrast. Okay, let's bring it up just a little bit more. Okay, there we go. And so you have the streets already kind of put together for you. It's the negative space, right? So that makes it easier, right? You don't have to like figure out the whole street plan. You put the blocks together, and then the street kind of puts itself together with the negative space. And that's an entirely different tactic if you went with putting in the street first and then putting in your blocks. And we'll do that as well in one of these so that I can show you how to do that. Okay, so let's just fit in our road like this. It looks good. We'll have one going up to here like this. And we'll have some stairs going down. So this stairs going down into here. So let's real quick add in stairs. Let's see here. There should be some stairs in here. This one will work just fine. Let's use this one. Okay. This one goes up to here like this, and this one goes down like that, and then down like that. So let's real quick check the flow of traffic. Start here, go here, and you can go to there, so that works out all right, or you can keep going up through here to here. Okay, and then of course there's the walkway that goes all the way around back to the beginning again. Okay, sweet. Okay, let's delete those paths. Okay, let's add one special structure up here. Excuse me. And then also we need to paint this floor right here. Unfortunately, I forgot to add that in there. My bad. There you go. And then add in some there. And we'll add in a special structure, maybe like a temple or tower or something. We'll see. Let's check out our options. Add in kind of a specialty building, something interesting, like maybe this building right here will do just fine. Let's do that. Oh, let's push it like this so you can get to it at least. There we go. So up the stairs, up into that. There we go. Okay. And I think that's it. So that's one, let's save it. That's one step we discussed, right? You put down the structures first and then build, and then put down your road over the negative space. In this next one, let's put down the road first and then put on the structures. So I'm going through various methods because there's not a one glove fits all. scenario or tactic. So if it just depends what you like first. Do you like to set up your roads or your blocks first? So with this one, we're going to do roads first. And I'm just going to use that same stone texture because I don't want to go through the catalog looking for something forever. So let's build a road going up to our places. So let's say that we want our main part of the village to be right here. So this is where like novice students live. And then they go over to here and then up to a staircase right here. And then there's a road that goes like this and then up to here, right here, and then we'll put a mage's tower because it's the highest point. You'll see this spot right here. It's the highest point on this part of the map, and so that is where you want your tower to be. That makes the most sense. So we've put that all together. I'm going to go ahead and do this and select all of these so I don't accidentally select something. There we go. Go back to all. Don't forget, click all if you change it. Okay. Let's quickly make our road. I think I have to change to BG. I'm going to make it kind of a let me see. Am I seeing it there? Am I doing it right? Yeah, there we go. Okay. I'm going to create kind of an oblong shape like this. Weird shape. Oopsie. I actually would like to change the brightness on this as well. We are outside now, so this can be a little bit brighter. That's fine. And then it's going to go over to here like this, like that, and then there'll be a road going like this, and then up to here like this. So that's what we're looking at. That's where our roads are at, like this. Let's connect those. And then you have this nice negative space right here where you can fill things inside of that negative space. So you've done the road first, right? And now you add your structures. So we go into the catalog, and I think we can type in mage stuff because there's a bunch of mage stuff. Let me type in mage. Let's see here. What is going on here? There's a big mages guild right here. Let's see here. We could put that on there like this, and then we'll put a tower in the back. So these stairs go up, and then we'll put a big tower right there, and we can just use these ones. This is fine. So this is a big tower. We're going to put it right there. So you have a big old tower, and I think it's set to luminosity. That's a problemo. Let's not do that. Do I got it? Okay. And then switch over to normal. Come on, you can do it. You can do it! There we go. All right, so there's a big tower. That's like the Mage's Tower. This is like the kind of a Mage's Academy. You go up, and then these stairs, we'll just pretend that it goes inside, and then stairs go up into this tower. So you have a nice Mage's Tower and a Mage's Guild. And then, just like before, you want to take some small structures and just place them around. Let's go with something a bit different. I think there's some other singular stamps. You don't have to use the blocks. You can. Let me take a look. Let me go with a different color. Let me try using red this time. And let's go with this. So we have this one. This should fit nicely right there. Okay. And then this one should go nicely right there. And then I think we might have to go to some single pieces. If you run out of negative space to work with, then just switch over to the smaller ones. Like, come on, you can do it. No, there we go. Okay, and then just put them around where you think they fit. One can go there, one goes along here, one goes there. Let's hide my mistake that I made right there. Oopsie, forgot to fill in that spot. That one too. Oopsie. I'm showing you all my weaknesses. Why? Okay. Oopsie, not that one. It's this one. There we go. And let's pick some smaller ones to fit along this ledge here. Like this. One can go right there. And then we can add one here. One there. And then we can add in one there. And let's add in there. Let's scroll one more there. Okay. There we go. And as you notice, there's no way to get up to this place. Well, it's a mage's guild. They magically fly there or teleport there. There's no way to actually get up this thing unless you climb. So, of course, there's no normal way in which you can climb to get up to this place. It's protected by magic and stuff like that. So Mage's Guild is done. Pretty easy stuff. All we did was just put down a road and then put the blocks down. And I can tell you right now that that is really the extent of city building. Really, it's as simple as that. Once you understand the basics, is that you place down your roads and then you fill in the blocks and make some blocks more special than others, right? Like maybe one block's going to be like a temple and a guild, and another block might be residential, and another block might be barracks or a military section. So if you understand the basics of just putting down a road and then you have the layout, and then each little section will be different, or you can just do like we did in this previous one. We put down all the structures first and then did the road. So these are the two methods that I use, and they are fairly quick if you know how to do it right. Just always remember to save often, okay? Super important. All right, let's do Fey Village. Woo, Feywild time. So which one should it be first? Shall we do the structures first, or maybe do the road? Well, we did the road in the last one, so let's do our other technique. Let's go ahead and use our mouse scroll wheel. We're zooming in. Are you getting dizzy yet? Okay. All right. Moving on. Next step, Fey Village. Ooh, yeah. Exciting stuff. All right. Let's put down our structures first. And we want to pick something unique and kind of different. So I'm going to go through my various structures. I thought I remembered seeing some really interesting temples. And let me go through, see if I can find them. There's some really intense ones. Let me see. Ooh. Oh, there we go, right there. Big Artisans Guild. I think this one should look good. Let's put it down and take a look first. Okay, yeah. So think of this as like, this is the center of the village. And I chose this because there's some greenery in there, and you can even change the hue. You can make it the color entirely different if you want. I can do that. I made all these trees not green so it looked like the Fae. Same thing, just change the hue of this, and hey, it's meant to be weird colors. That's okay. So now we want to put some structures, and I'll have it be a circular city. In fact, we could make it a city that looks like a flower with petals. This is Feywild, might as well make it look crazy, right? So how are we going to do that? We're going to do that by just piecing together a bunch of blocks. Let's take a look at our options, and we'll try to make a crazy looking kind of Feywild flower. I'm not sure how to do that quite yet, so I'm just going to look at my options here. Let's see what I have to work with here. Oh yeah, flower's going to be fun. All right, so let's put together some pieces. Let's put that one together, and then I'm going to just copy and paste this one and then flip it and rotate it like this. And I might be able to create the illusion of a petal. Let me add one more bit to top off the top, and maybe I can just copy and paste these. But I thought it would be kind of fun to make a different city, something really different. So let's continue looking at our options here. Let's see here. Oh, this one might work. Let's put it like this. Yeah, that might actually work. Okay, that might actually work. Let's copy and paste this. Let's group this first. And so we're going to have our first petal be like that. Copy, paste. Second petal be like that. Copy, paste. Oh, I'm sorry, just paste. Next flower design. Next design. So you have these nice petals. So you have kind of a Feywild look to it. That works out great. Oh yeah, I like that. That looks trippy. Very symmetrical. I don't normally recommend symmetry. Cities do not normally look symmetrical. I'm not saying that you can't do it, but for the most part, cities take long periods of time to be built. They're not built overnight. I guess some emperors and some histories have laid out entire cities But for the most part, cities grow and they expand and they take time to build. And so that's why you kind of get that asymmetry. Sections of a town gets built and it goes on and on. And so I don't recommend symmetrical unless that's like the very specific look you're going for. Because I have seen some battle maps where there's a circular city, the walls are circular. It's all that is intentional. But obviously if you're building a world, you don't want all your cities to be circular, right? Well, you might just have one circular city in your world. So spice it up, stick with asymmetry, because asymmetry looks a little bit more believable and realistic, and it's not so hard on your eye. So we've added those sections. Let's go ahead and add in some, let's say some smaller structures that belong to some peasants or something. I'm not entirely sure. There are some really nice ones. Let me see. I think they're made of wood. 1 second. There they are right here. These will work just fine. I use these a lot for my farm structures that I align along my crops. And these are going to put in your... And we'll break up some of the symmetry here by just placing a couple of these here and there. That will break up some of that symmetry. In fact, let's turn off random rotations and let's put in a couple like this. We'll rotate. Let's put in a couple here. Like I don't want to get rid of the shape of my shape. I want these flower petals to still be the dominant part, but at the same time, I don't want to add in too much to where I break up the petal look. So make sure that you don't fill in every single section so it's not too distracting. You want to put emphasis on those petals, okay? And I will also put some buildings like this so we can keep emphasis on the petals. Okay, let's put someone there, and we'll put another like this. Okay, looks okay so far. Let's see here. Let's add some more over here. All right, one over here. There we go. And then, now that we've added that, we can put in our road. I'm just going to use that white stone again, but any color works. It's okay. Any texture works. Don't limit yourself. I'm just using it because it's because it's available. All right, and you're going to want to, again, just put them in the negative space, right? Let the negative space do the work for you if you're going to go with this method. So we want, and we're going to emphasize that petal, by the way, by also using this, by using the texture as well, by creating kind of a little bit of a design. There we go, one down here. This, and then let's put some road that goes out to here like this, and let's put some road that goes down to here. So there are ways to get in and out of this place. Let's put some road going into here. Okay, and we can even add a little bit of road here. Got a little bit of stone here and there. And then the last bit is just to add in some trees, and the way to do that is just to take some stamps, make sure they're a layer above everything. Trees are taller, so of course they're going to be above, and just kind of place a couple randomly above, or put them around randomly. Let's take this one and bring that up a layer. And put that one there against there. There you go. And you still have the symmetry, but also you have asymmetry with these wooden structures along here. Really as simple as that. And the last thing you might want to do is just add in some road that goes around the edge like this. So if you want to just take the whole walk all the way around. And that's it. Really simple as that. Let's go ahead and save that. Sweet. All right. Awesome. Still going strong. All right. Save this. We're at 15 after, and we've got 3 left. That's not too bad. I was expecting to go over like a solid hour, but maybe we can keep it lower. Okay. We still have an underwater temple, an evil lair, and a Waterfall City. Ooh, I'm excited about all of these. The Oxbow Lake is a... Let's move that so you can kind of see that. Like, what is this? Oxbow Lake? What is that? Okay. All right, so as always with underwater stuff, it's just you got to use that luminosity. That's the big trick. So I'm going to take some of these cliffs. They're already set to luminosity, I see. And you know what to do. You have to up the brightness and drop that contrast so it looks like it's underwater. And you can even drop the opacity too if you want. You can do that too. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And I'm just going to create some underwater landscape for my temple to rest upon, if that makes any sense. Okay, so I'm going to scale through, go through a bunch of these, what are these? These composite hills. These are going to work fantastic. So let's make sure it's set to luminosity. There we go. So this is where it's going to be, and we got to figure out where it would look most interesting. I think on the, maybe, let's take a look. Oh, right. Ooh, I think this should be okay right here, like that. There you go. And I'm sure that, hold on a second, let's take a look. Yeah, that should do. Okay, let's add in a temple of some kind. Do we want it to be ruined? I think there is ruins. Let me take a look. Ruins right there. Perfect. Yeah. All right, because it's going to be underwater. It's been destroyed, you know? Come on. All right, let's take a look at our ruined options here. Bum, bum, bum. I kind of like... that one's kind of cool. And again, you're going to change that to luminosity, right? And we'll turn off that layer shadow too. And we'll put one right here like this. And I think I might have to change that saturation too. Those lines are super dark. There we go. So what I'm aiming for is kind of this idea that there's a temple underneath, a water temple underneath this Oxbow Lake. And the only way you can kind of get to it, hold on a second, let me think about this for a second here. Maybe I should think of this stuff beforehand. Okay. Let's just build the temple first. I'll figure out the story later. Maybe that's your job. Can you tell me a good story for a water temple, please? If you got a good idea, let me know. Okay. And oh, I like that. That's kind of cool. There we go. Nice. It's got that ruined look to it. Looks like a floor, maybe. So I can put that there again. You got to change that luminosity or that contrast down just a bit. Ooh, I got to do this a lot. Okay, let's see here. Let's add in another one right here, like this. There we go. And they do seem... I changed the opacity on these. Let's not do that. So at least they're matching somewhat. There we go. That looks good. Let me just verify that looks good. Bring it down one. There we go. All right. And how about... oopsie. I'm changing the opacity on that. There we go. Much better. Oopsie, that was the problem. They were all set to a different opacity. Ugh. Naughty, naughty. There we go. Much better. There you go. Yeah. Underwater temple. Perfect. Yeah. Oh, and maybe a section of it should be maybe out of the water, maybe. Something fun like that. So maybe I can just take one of these and change that contrast. Maybe have this part being above the water. Like that. Turn off the luminosity too. If you're going to have it be above the water, you don't need to have the distortion from the water. So this part is above, and you would make sense because this is the highest point. So the structure is still sticking out of the water, while these parts of the structure are under the water. Kind of makes sense, right? So that luminosity blend mode really is super magical, isn't it? And then this part wouldn't be water right here. It would have something else in here. So I think we can use the add mode. Let's just verify. I think I can. Let's just find out. 1 second. Yeah, that works fine. So I need to fill that in with a texture. It can be, you can use grass, or we can use a different color. I really don't care. Maybe this would work best. Make sure set to FG. Oopsie. That is problematic. There we go. Okay. So how do you go about this? Let's add a boat in here. Oopsie, that's a destroyed boat because I'm still on the ruins. That ain't gonna work. Okay, and then we'll put a boat up against here because this is where they're going to go up against and go in here. And then we'll put a little floor up, some stairs that go down, but by just putting a hole in the floor. So if we just go to color and go to black, square. Okay, let me zoom in real quick. Oh, and then rotate this. And this is going to be a hole going down that takes you into the temple. So if I press enter like that, there's your hole. So you're on a boat, you went on shore, you rowed over to here, you went into here, you went down into this hole, and it takes you underground into the rest of the complex. Nice and simple, nothing complicated. Can add a little bit of shrubbery just for fun. It's always nice to have a little bit of grass. So let's add a tree or some grass or vines growing or whatever. Let's take a look. Grass. Let's see if grass maybe might work well. No. Tree, perhaps? Tell me you have trees. Indeed you do. And a dead one might be a nice one too. Show that the place is kind of falling apart, but you could also put in one like this. Just say there's a tree growing, and it might actually look really cool, but there's a tree growing right here. It's growing like that, so that adds some nice greenery to it, so it's not just all brown and gray. I like that. And we'll add just a couple more of these little structures on the ground. We'll add some small ones like this. These have been ruined and they're on the surface. Or, I'm sorry, below the water, not on the surface. There we go. And that's it. It's simple as that. Tis not complicated. Alright. Sweet. How much time do we got? Ooh, boy, we've been over quite a bit. Alright, I'm moving quick. I'm going quick. Right. Ooh, hell. Alright. Ooh, I love these little spike things. These things are so cool. I'm totally digging it. Okay. Ooh, so we're making hell. And we're making an evil lair. What kind of lair do we want to make? I don't know. It'd be kind of cool to kind of make one that's half organic and kind of half made of like a structure. So maybe using some of this bone and this hand and these kind of things to kind of make kind of a natural looking structure. I think that sounds kind of like fun. So I'll put together a bunch of these things together, and we'll try to make some kind of fortress or lair that's made of bone and other stuff. So let's say this is it right here, and we're going to try to piece together. Let's see what things can go along that along there. So let's play around. This is going to be fun. Oh, I like hell. Well, no, I don't like hell, but out of hell with it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a look here. This one's going to be interesting because we want to make one that's kind of intimidating and spooky. I think the Fighters Guilds are kind of nice. They might work well, and we might put some spikes on the buildings to kind of give them a more, let's say, a more hellish look, because this doesn't seem right to me. So let's put this down below it, and what I'm aiming for is that maybe some of these bones and stuff is like growing out of the structure, and I might even change the blend mode to luminosity. Let's take a look. Ooh, ooh. And let's change the brightness to dark. And I'm not sure what else to. Let me think about this one. Let's turn off layer, go to object. This is always the toughest part. And add some shadow so at least there's some depth there, because it looked really, really flat before. It looked super flat. I don't want it to be super flat. Thanks, Cheryl. Okay. All right. Whoa, wait a minute. What? Oh, I see. Let's turn that off. There we go. There we go. I don't think that's going to work. So we're going to have to try something a bit different. Ooh, this stuff is fun. I don't know. Let's do this instead. Let's put our stuff to the side and actually piece together first a thing. So I'm going to take these spikes and I'm going to place them on certain parts of it to spice up. So we're going to put a spike there, and I'll put a spike right here. And so what we're doing is kind of creating this illusion of like it's like a hellish structure, because there's these spikes sticking out of it. I mean, I don't know what else really to kind of do, but that one makes the most sense to me. So you have the general idea. You've created this spiky kind of thing, and let's also drop that saturation down just a bit. And I'm going to group these. First, let's select only that group. There we go. And so I have some nice spikes sticking out of this structure. So this is kind of the fort. Let's go up. Put it up against here. I don't mind. Up against there like that. Okay. Let's take a look. This part's going to go down into the lava. So that part right there goes into the lava. And I do think, let's see here. Let's also add in some fortifications. So let's add in some walls, and I will set it to luminosity blend mode, so I don't mind. Let's look up wall first. Where are you, wall? Come out, come out. Oh, I know you're here. Come on. Okay, that doesn't work. Okay. Might be time to save. Save and refresh the page. Let's go to castle and see if maybe I have. There they are. Let's just use these castle walls. That's fine. We can put spikes on them or something. It's all right. So let's connect to make sure we have some safety here for our fortress. It's an evil lair. Evil lairs need to be intimidating. They need to be scary. They need to be cool. Okay? Unless you have like a loser bad guy, and you don't want a loser. You want your bad guy to be awesome. Okay, so we've added in that. Here we go, and we'll add in, let's see here. So we have a nice protected section. Oh, I like that. That gray against that purple works really well. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It looks good. And why is there a claw right there sticking out? No, it's going to work. I'll put one there instead. There we go. What about right there? Ooh, spooky. Yeah, let's put it right there. Let's see here. Well, no. I don't like it there. What do I like? Okay. And I don't like that fortress is that color. I want to change that color. Let's big fighter. Let's change the hue. Ooh, green. Ooh. Doesn't look good with the purple. I kind of like it. Let's look at other colors first. Right now, no. Saturate it up. Maybe this looks better gray. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, just so it'll kind of match with those spikes. Let's make it gray. So we'll stick with gray. We can do some other fun stuff on it. Don't worry. What are we at? 30 minutes? Ooh, this still might go over an hour. Oopsie. Okay, let's make some changes around. Let's see. These spikes, let's move them over to here. We want some room. Let's go ahead and put our walls together. Okay. I'm moving these real quick. Real quick. Come on. There we go. So this is kind of the space where they go up. We'll put a tower right here too. Maybe a tower would look kind of nice. You know? Yeah, I got a tower there. I don't want luminosity though. Naughty. Okay, sweet. Alright. That looks fine to me. That's general for it. We want to add some textures in here and add in some stairs and stuff. Let's texture it up. Let's see, what kind of texture do we want? I kind of like that stone. Let's see here. We're in Watercolor Cities now, so things are a bit different. Let's take a look here. What's this one? Does this one have an alpha? Ooh, what's this one? Ooh, this one has an alpha. Oh, that's nice. Okay, let's try that one. Go to the right shape. Let's just do a pass and kind of just see what it looks like. Ooh, I probably should put it on the correct layer. So let's put it here. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Adding some nice stone. Yeah, I like it. Okay, and then obviously we're going to want to add just a few more walls up here like this. Oopsie. I might have to move that spike. That spike is inconvenient. Well, I'll just move it over there. There we go. Okay, and we're going to add walls around this section too. And then we'll move on to the last part, which is the waterfall. Yay! Okay, yeah. Nice place. This will do just fine. There we go. Sweet. All right. So you have a nice little location right here, and it's just it's a nice, Hell River. I know River Styx, riverfront property. So hey, it's even got a little dock right here that if you want to take a swim, hey, water's a little hot, so hey, just be careful, right? All right, let's save and move on to the next one. Woohoo! I love taking a nice swim in the lava in the morning, right after my cup of coffee. Delish. Oh yes, I love waterfalls too. There are so many city videos that I want to do. I would love to make so many. This next month's video is going to be great. I cannot wait to go from village to capital through the next month. That's going to be a lot of fun. So yes, Waterfall City. Woo! Okay. Just like we've done all these other ones like this, you can either start with your roads or your structures first, whichever method you like to go with. Let's take a look at this and see what we want to add. First, I'm going to go ahead and just put down some bridges so that we have ways to get across these two rocks. So I think there should be, let me check in. Here's a bridge right here, so I'll grab that, move it over to here. Make sure that the flow of the water is going with the waterfall. So if you go this way, the flow's going up. That's going to be really weird. Don't do that, okay? So let's put this down like this. I think about there looks good. Oopsie, let's get rid of some of these paths. I just realized. You naughty paths. Why are you getting in my way? Okay, there we go. No, you're an evil path. There we go. Copy, paste. So you have this kind of some flow going on here. So that goes across there. We'll copy and paste this too. Let's just rotate this. There we go. Copy, paste. Go over to here. There we go. And you can line it up directly if you want, or put it like this. It doesn't have to be exact if you want symmetry or not. So it's not important whether you do or not. It's up to you. I'll have this one just angled like this so it doesn't look like there's a straight line of bridges. That can look kinda weirdy. Okay. Also, let's just put a texture on top of that so it just doesn't look utterly hideous like it does currently. And I think it's all set to BG, so it should only... Oh, no, it's all in FG. You don't think first before you talk there, buddy. There we go. Okay. Oh, no, not the opacity, brush size. What am I doing here? Been doing this stream for too long. I'm losing it. Okay. We want to put some of that there. So let's make sure we get that going. Nice. There we go. All right. And now let's put down our structures first. So let's do that. And I'm going to put down some fun stuff. Let's see here. Boom. I want to put kind of like a giant cathedral at the tip where, this Pride Rock thing going on here. Oh, the king. Ah, Simba, Mufasa. Okay, let's put a cathedral in there. Let's see. I think there's a cathedral. Let me type it in. This one will do just fine. Oh, it's huge. Okay, so I'll put it like this, I think. Going out like that. So it's a nice ledge there. And then I might change up. So this kind of hangs off the ledge. I like that there. But then there's these stairs going up. And it looks kind of weird with that. So some changes might have to maybe made. In fact, I'm thinking I'm just going to delete those so there's more open space here. So you have this nice cathedral just on the edge of Pride Rock. Right before Rafiki throws Simba off the cliff. Pride pronounce the same king. Well, the heir apparent. My bad. So, alright. Let's go ahead and add in some structures. Just use those blocks. Bum bum. Dum dum dum. Okay, so we got, let's see, we're dealing with lots of blue, maybe red. Might be a better color for this because we got that really cool colors. Maybe some warm colors might look nice here. I don't like these shapes. They're all kind of blocky. Let's go with something. That one. Each one work? There we go. Triangles, yeah. That's nice. I like the triangles. That's good. You can probably fit things in better that way, like that. Yeah. That's the stuff. Yeah. Okay. Put a little nice place there. Put some stuff over here. And, you wake up in the morning and have a sip of coffee and you look out your door and there's a raging waterfall. So I hope anyone who lives here, they're probably going to have a really, really difficult time sleeping. It's like, oh my gosh, shut them off. Is there an off button for the waterfalls, please? There isn't. There's no off button for the waterfalls. You're out of luck. Okay. All right. And I think I might go with, let's put something interesting in the center, like an arch or something. Or you could put the arch at the edge of these waterfall, at the edge of these bridges. So you could do that if you wanted to. But that house is clearly underneath that, and that won't work. That's not going to work. Okay. Yeah, we'll use these things, put them on top. Oh, am I crushing another house? I am. Oh, so nice. Okay, let's move this a little bit over to the side. Okay, move you out of the way there, and you seem to be colliding with things, so I have to move you again, and okay, there we go. Let's move some stuff around. Copy, paste, so these arches kind of look nice there. I don't know, maybe a statue would look good there, so let's put a big old statue there. Actually, let's put one at the edge of the waterfall on top, like right here. So you have this big, so if when you're like coming up, when you're on your boat going up to the waterfall, up to this Pride Rock right here thing going on, you have this nice big statue. You just, boom, it's right there. And another one right there by accident. Okay. And then let's also just put like an obelisk. This looks like an obelisk to me. You can put that there, and I might have to maneuver some things. Move you, good sir. I'm not liking you where you are. You're a naughty thing. I'm moving you. You've been relocated, house. You're going over there, near the edge. Edgelord. Alright. Put one there. Okay, and then I think I want to also use some greenery. So I think there is some hedge stuff. I think this one's it. Is this modular hedges? Yeah, perfect. We'll use these modular hedges. We're going to piece them together to make a circle, and then we'll put some grass. Nice to have a centerpiece in your village or your capital. So we'll put that there, and then we'll pick some green color, and then put that there, like that. And then we're also going to create some other patches like lawns of green. And the way that I do that is just pick your green color in a really small brush and just draw in some little lawns like this, or little grass patches like this. So it looks like there's like a grassy courtyard, like here's a grassy courtyard in there, or there's a nice little patch of grass here. So having these kind of little patches of grass look kind of nice, at least in my opinion. You don't have to add them, of course, but I think little patches of green, because it's what you see in your, in your normal neighborhood in the 21st century. So I don't see why you wouldn't have a little bit of a lawn going on here too. So let's do that, okay. And then the last bit is just to add in a little bit of trees and a little bit more shrubbery. I like to line my lawns, line these little pieces of grass, at least the big ones, with some bushes. I've mentioned this in other videos, and I will mention it into future videos, so get ready for the broken record thing. Okay, add one more here. Okay, and then we're gonna quickly grab some small bushes, and we're gonna line a couple of them. Let's just see how it looks first. Just type in bush. Yes, I love the bushes. They are nice. Okay, so if you're gonna go like this, kind of just line them like that. Just do a couple of them, and you don't have to go all the way around too. It looks kind of okay if you don't go all the way around. So I'll just put like maybe some just in the corner here, and this corner, and over there, like this, and it kind of looks nice when you add a little bit of shrubbery. Oh yeah, the bushes. Oh, so nice. Sometimes I like to just put them in the corner too. You can do that. Just put one in the corner like this. One in that corner, one in that corner. That looks nice too. So you got some nice greenery there. And then the last part is just to add in that, well, we can put in more stuff over here, but I'm not going to do that. You can do it off screen. But we'll quickly add in our bridge. And of course, we've got lots of negative space, or not bridge, our road. And there's lots of negative space for it. So that's nice. Boost up that softness. Let's go to 38, and then we're just going to go like this. And let's go around like this, as you would expect. And then over to here like this. Yeah, looking good. Oh, sweet. We did it under the time. Yeah, that's nice. So you have some nice thing there. Add some there. Some there. Oh, yeah. There we go. The Bob Ross. Yes, I love Bob Ross. Oh, you're calling me Bob Ross. Oh, what an honor. I love you, Bob. Thank you, Mr. Ross. He's like one of my art heroes. Totally dig. All right, well, that's it. Hey, if you guys have names for every single one of these locations, please put them in the chat so that Philip can record them, write them down, and then after my stream, aka lunch after my stream, I will make sure to put down the YouTube username and the title so that you have them. So I'll have you quickly look over these. If you have names for them, go ahead and look them over. And there's no pressure. You don't have to come up with names. If you don't, then we'll just keep them as they are. That's okay, but quickly look over them. If you have names, please put them in the chat, and Monsieur Philip will take care of it. Thank you so much. Awesome. You see, no, Bob Ross doesn't use accents. See, I'm adding my own flair. I'm original, sort of. All right, well, I hope you all was able to write down or whatever you want to name these. And also, I'll make sure to make these clonable so you can edit and clone them on my profile. As well, I hope that you learned quite a few techniques and some skills through this, because I really love actually making cities, and I could really make cities all day long with you all. So, but we just, you know, next month, just want to remind people who are new, who just came in, that next month we will be doing a whole new setup. We're going to be making, doing village to capital, and that means, so you start as a village, grow into a town, a city, and then a capital with like a lord and a castle. So all of that is going to be next month. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel and look forward to those videos. Let me check the schedule real quick on that just to verify. I think the first one is the first Wednesday of next month, and we're going to be covering just a village, and it will grow out. So also please check out my profile if you want to. You can find these things on my profile. Just click one of the templates in the description, in the video description. That will take you to that direct map link. But if you just click my name, Mati, it will take you to the profile. So go ahead and check that out. I have lots of goodies on my profile. Make sure you also check out Philip's profile as well. And then also, please, again, like this video, subscribe, click that little bell button if you want to get notifications for future videos, because next month, like I said, we got some awesome stuff coming up, and I really want you guys to make it to it. And if you miss it, don't worry, we're recording it, okay? So you can check that out. So hey, thank you everybody. I had so much fun. Please stay safe and healthy, and merry map making, world builders. I will see you all in Discord. Auf Wiedersehen.